Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Tricky Jim. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully you're having a most lovely Thursday on this North American International Championships Eve. We are doing a full-blown watch party tomorrow, chat, starting at 9:30 a.m., bright and early. Going to be watching the North American International Championships all day tomorrow. So I'm very excited about that. Make sure to tune in. Join us for lots of Pokemon fun tomorrow, but also tonight, because we've got Gym Leader Challenge League Night number 44. Our season is going to run through the end of July. So that is how long we have for players to try and catch up with our badge leader, Alex Carpenter. If we let's head over to morsemakes.com. We check out the badge race right now. We do have some folks who are kind of close in the running. Let's take a look. So we've got the 2025-26 badge race. As we can see, Alex Carpenter in the lead with 6 badges, but we've got Tony Saya, 5 badges. Hunter, 4 badges. There's a chase pack. Tony could be the one to upset and disrupt Alex Carpenter's three-peat for Gym Leader Challenge League domination. Now, for those of you who do not know what Gym Leader Challenge is, well, let me inform you. Gym Leader Challenge is a fan-made, and by fan-made, I mean Tricky Jim made, alternate format for the Pokemon TCG. You can read all the rules at gymleaderchallenge.com, but it is super easy and fun to get into. There are just a couple of things to keep in mind. Your deck can only have one type of Pokemon in it. Only one card with the same name is allowed in every deck except for Basic Energy, so Singleton, and then cards with a rule box are not allowed, A-Spec cards are not allowed, and the format is black and white on words. So a fun format. We love it here in Akron, Ohio. There are Gym Leader Challenge leagues that host GLC format all over the world, and there are Gym Leader Challenge side events at all major Pokemon TCG tournaments, like regional championships, international championships, as many of you may see this weekend if you are attending the North American International Championships, and of course at the World Championships. So lots of Gym Leader Challenge action to appreciate no matter where you are in the world. Our season is coming to a close for Gym Leader Challenge, and as things are wrapping up, as we approach the end of July, there is a tight race. So I'm excited to see what players have cooked up. Also, if you saw on the latest episode of the Gym Leader Chat Lounge podcast, yes, people have been messing around with the Chestnut deck, right? Shout out Gym Leader Chat Lounge podcast, run by Tony Saya, John Patterson, and Ben Morse, 3 of our GLC locals. And here's a look at the new grass soup. Why is it called the new grass soup? I don't know, but that is what it is called. Let's remove those, and now you can properly see it. This list is playing the Chestnut, okay, the new Chestnut, which is a pretty crazy Pokemon. We can take a look at that. It has got an ability that makes it so that it like deals a bunch of residual damage. It's got the Needly Armor ability. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, even if this Pokemon is knocked out, place 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon. And it does 3 for 160. And it has 180 hit points. And its flavor text says, its tackle is forceful enough to flip a 50-ton tank. It shields its allies from danger with its own body. How brave, Chestnut. How brave. So, the cool thing about this card is that you could pair it with Meganium, right? And if you have Meganium in play and Chestnut, well, then Needly Armor is going to be doing 180 damage. 180 damage in return to whoever attacks it, which is crazy, right? That's a lot to set up. You got 2 stage 2 Pokemon, obviously. But if you can get there, that is certainly a way to go 2 for 1 in the Pokemon TCG, is to like take a knockout with Chestnut and then your opponent hits it and then takes another knockout. It's also possible that like whatever Pokemon is hitting into the Chestnut might not even be able to one-hit KO it, right? So like it just becomes very problematic, right? Yeah, we're putting 4 stage 2s into play. Listen. Yes, we are putting 4 stage 2 Pokemon into play. We could do it, all right? I got my Chestnut. I got my Meganium. I got my Torterra, okay? And that's it. We don't need any others. You don't need Rillaboom. Just like Raihan to this sucker, okay? He's not supposed to die. Just like Raihan to it, or like attach grass manually, or something like that. You don't need 4 stage 2s. Surely 3 stage 2s will do it. Boys in the podcast are making it seem like this guy can go 3 for 1 easily. That's the thing. That is the thing, right? Is that like, what if he does? What if he does go 3 for 1? Well, then you're in there, you know? All right, we've got our round 1 going up now. I also have I've been getting into Pokemon Pocket a little bit more because the other day when like the whole stream was like crashing and everything, not the stream, but when the Pokemon trading card game live, like you couldn't log into it for 3 hours. Chat helped me build a Pokemon Pocket deck again. I haven't played Pocket in like over a year, but it got me back into it. I was like, you know what? I should have some meta decks built, right? And I should be able to like pop on over to Pokemon TCG Pocket if I feel like it. So it reinvigorated me to get more involved with Pokemon TCG Pockets and Pokemon. The Pokemon Company International was kind enough to send me some gold so that I could open some packs. So very thankful for that. Shout out Pokemon. Shout out Pokemon Company International. Shout out these gifted codes that they sent me for Pokemon Pocket. So if we got any downtime between rounds, I'm going to be cracking some packs on the Pokemon TCG Pocket. So stoked about that. I'm going to start building my collection back up so that I can... I just think it'd be really nice to have like a backup Pokemon related game to be able to play if like the Pokemon trading card game live is like down, right? Which, as we've seen, can certainly be the case. So backup plans are always nice. More ways to enjoy the Pokemon TCG, always nice. What's with the gaming chair? Well, we are actually going to have 2 gaming chairs. Thank you for asking. We're going to have 2 gaming chairs soon, but right now only one of them has come in. But eventually our competitors will be sitting in those Secret Lab chairs. We have a Gengar one on the way, which will be, you know, getting assembled and put up. Like, I think it's supposed to be delivered in June, so it's supposed to be delivered this month. So yeah, that's gonna be a new fixture for our competitors. Very excited about that. It's really gonna up the production value, I think. Make it feel more, you know, more beastly to be on stream. All right, for this round we have Kai on the left And Thad on the right. Ben Morse telling me that Kai got a badge last week with Blastoise and is playing Tyrantrum this week. Thad is probably playing Monkey Psychic. We'll see how this matchup goes. So Thad probably playing Psychic. Kai, I think, playing Tyrantrum, it sounds like. Tyrantrum, obviously, very exciting card to get to see in Gym Leader Challenge formats. And here we go. Round number 1 getting underway. We got Kai, last week's badge winner, on the left, getting that fossil down. Turn 1 going first. That's pretty intimidating. Strong energy in hand as well. Can attach that to Ogie Dogie and say go. Yeah, Kai was able to win last week with the powerful Squall Blastoise. If you're not familiar, powerful Squall Blastoise, pretty cool deck. One of our locals, Craig, has been kind of like pioneering this list for the last couple months, and Kai was able to win a badge with it. The Blastoise has the powerful Squall ability, which allows you to like look at the top 6 cards of your deck and put any amount of water energy you find there, attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. So it's pretty sick. I'm interested to see if maybe Kai can get this Tyrantrum up and going relatively quickly, as the Tyrantrum's not weak to Psychic. It's weak to Grass. I do think that fighting versus Psychic is usually a lot closer than people give it credit for. But I'm not sure about this Tyrantrum build. I cannot speak for it, you know? Looks like Thad's opening hand is pretty juiced. I mean, he's got the Lily's Determination right there. Hisuian Heavy Ball off of the prizes. And I know that the bottom of Thad's board is getting a little bit chopped there, so I'll adjust that between rounds. Maybe zoom the camera out just a touch. Or I could yell down at Thad to push his bench up. So I'll probably do that too. But you can see it. You can see it. Yo, Thad, can you scoot your bench up just a little bit? Yeah, perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. Thank you. All right. Beast mode. Love it. Chris the Hedgehog asking on YouTube, will the new Fossil Stadium be good in Gym Leader Challenge? Well, it depends. It depends. It just depends. It's as good as the fossils are good, right? It's not as good as a card like Research Lab was. Like, Research Lab was kind of insane, and it did end up getting banned. It wasn't very future-proof for unidentified fossil cards. I think that the Fossil Stadium obviously will be very good in fossil decks. Fossil Excavation Site says once during each player's turn, the player may search their deck for up to 2 trainer cards with Antique in the name and put them onto the bench. So it's good in fossil-based decks, but you know, like how many decks will be able to use multiple cards with Antique in the name, right? It's tough. I got Louvaise over on Twitch asking, what are my opinions on Metagross and Arch Nemesis? I think Metagross can be fine. I just don't think that there's any Metagross that's worth the spot, personally, right now. I think that eventually they will print a Metagross that's worth the spot. But right now, I don't think that there is, personally. So that's kind of my thought on it. I think my favorite Metagross is the one that gives everybody free retreat. But then there's the new special energy that does that. So, like, what's the point, right? I just don't really feel like it's worth the spots, and that having the energy acceleration of Batang is just probably better. It's like asking if you should play Ampharos in Lightning decks. Like, well, there's the new Ampharos is pretty good, but for the most part, you just don't really need it. MX Riley asking, how have Psychic decks been after the Dimension Valley change? Well, if you're interested in keeping up on the metagame in Gym Leader Challenge, you can check out the Gym Leader Chat Lounge podcast on YouTube. And also the results of our latest $3,000 tournament, which had Psychic in the finals. Both Psychic. It was a Psychic mirror in the finals. So Psychic has done just fine without the Dimension Valley, though it has been checked a little bit, and I think plays a little bit more fairly with the other top types like Fighting. Though Psychic does hit Fighting for weakness, so there's kind of always that. There's always that part of it, right? And I think that for what I've kind of deciphered about the metagame in Gym Leader Challenge right now is that there are two types that have, like, I'd say the premier card pools right now, with just like the best, most recent cards that have been printed, and that's Psychic and Fighting. I'd say Psychic and Fighting have like the two strongest card pools at the moment. And Psychic hits Fighting for weakness. So that's just kind of where the metagame is right now. It's just like... it was kind of like Gardevoir versus Dragapult in last standard format, if you want like a little bit of a point of comparison, right? Like Gardevoir and Dragapult were like the two best decks, but Gardevoir just always hit, Dragapult for weakness. So there was kind of just like always that part of it. So that's kind of what we're experiencing in Gym Leader Challenge right now, is that Fighting and Psychic seem to have the two best card pools currently. But Psychic always has that advantage of being able to hit Fighting for weakness. As we're seeing play out right here in front of us, Thad is about to Lost Zone Kai's Ogie Dogie, like send it packing, right? Like this Ogie Dogie has got an effective 230 HP, minus 10 for the rainbow, so 220 hit points. Iron Boulder is only hitting for 180 damage with the Fighting Fury belt, so that wouldn't typically be a knockout, right? But it is a knockout because of weakness. And not only is Thad getting to take this key knockout because of weakness, Thad is also going to send this Ogie Dogie to the Lost Zone, which is very significant, right? And it's this kind of interaction that that does make the Psychic into Fighting just such a good matchup, right? Both decks have this very powerful big basic attacker. Ogie Dogie and Iron Boulder are two of the best big basic attackers in Gym Leader Challenge. But of course, Iron Boulder hits Ogie Dogie for weakness. So that's just part of the equation always. And then Lost Zone is being played increasingly in people's decks, so that that players have an option to send key pieces of people's decks to the Lost Zone. As we see here, Kai's Ogie Dogie getting sent to the Lost Zone. If Kai had maybe a Soul Rock or a Lunatone sent to the Lost Zone, that could be equally problematic. There are just so many key pieces in the Fighting deck that can be really bad if they get sent to the Lost Zone. Kai is looking like he's kind of up a river without a paddle now, and I expect him to have a lot of trouble in this game. As we see, Kai has got almost nothing going on. Was not able to get Soul Rock or Lunatone out. Just going to bench Ting Lu and pass with a 2-card hand, and Thad now clearly with the upper hand. Kai's deck just not looking very consistent currently, as there are a lot of pieces kind of moving around. I mean, there's a lot in here. I think I saw a Barbaracle in this deck. There's a Hariyama in this deck. There's the dinosaur, of course. There's the whole Tyrantrum. So you are always trying to find the balance between having high power level cards, options, and consistency in your Gym Leader Challenge deck. Unfortunately for Kai right now, looking like that, the pieces of his deck are maybe just a little bit too spread thin. Now I'm getting comments over on YouTube from Todd that Iron Boulder is overrated and that Psychic is better without it. I vehemently disagree. Iron Boulder is one of the strongest cards in the Psychic card pool, and I think that you are egregiously mistaken if you think that card is bad. That is one of the best cards in Gym Leader Challenge, and any type that had Iron Boulder in the card pool would love to play it. I think that you are just extremely incorrect. Yes. That card, the numbers on that card are way too good. Yes. Yeah. So I'm not going to get one guide here. I'm going to stay on track. But yeah, going to shut that thought right on down. Iron Boulder is one of the best cards in Gym Leader Challenge. Has proven it time and time and time again, as it has consistently won League Nights, has consistently won and top cut our Gym Leader Challenge 3Ks. It is just a very strong format-defining card. I mean, Iron Boulder has almost single-handedly helped to redefine the potential of big basic Pokemon. As it's got 140 hit points, so it doesn't get knocked out by any Pokemon dealing 130 damage. It does 170 damage for only 2 energy, which clears, I mean, almost all of the format's Stage 2 Pokemon. There are just not only every single basic Pokemon, but also all Stage 1s and Stage 2s pretty much are getting knocked out by Adjusted Horn. I mean, there are very few Pokemon that survive the wrath of Adjusted Horn, which has pretty much, reestablished the power level of the format, because you've got this basic Pokemon that can just crank out 170 damage. Similarly, you've got Okidogi kind of on the other side of things that has helped to reestablish the power level of basic Pokemon, right? Because Okidogi can also do 170 damage for 2 energy. And many would argue that having these big basic Pokemon that can punch for 170 damage for 2 energy, it's part of what sets the Psychic and the Fighting card pool apart, is that other types just don't have that, right? So that's kind of just the facts of it. Now, obviously, every card with a power level this high has to have a drawback. Iron Boulder's drawback is that sometimes you have to play your hand slightly suboptimally. Sometimes you have to develop your board slightly suboptimally in order to use its very powerful attack. The downside of Okidogi is that you have to have a special energy attached to it in order to boost it. And also, its boost is reliant on its ability. So if your opponent plays Hexmaniac, then it's... if you play Hexmaniac, then, its damage is nerfed. If you play Enhanced Hammer, then its damage is nerfed. So there are counters to Okidogi as well. Obviously, all cards need a downside, but I think to say that Iron Boulder is not worth the downside, to me, is a crazy take. Now, I do agree that Psychic is a card pool that is strong enough that you could probably, brute force your way through games without it, but I would say that Iron Boulder is just such a good card that everybody should pretty much be playing it or consider playing it. It's that high of a power level of a card. There are... I mean, what other Pokemon can just say, like, okay, I'm going to take an energy turn 1, turn 2, I'm doing 170. I mean, there are just very few Pokemon in the game that can threaten that, right? So... So Thad is going to play N to reset Kai's hand. Yeah, you can't retreat a jaw fossil, unfortunately. You'd have to discard it. We'll see what Kai is able to do. It's looking mighty scuffed here. As again, Kai has not been able to set up, not been able to get those rocks online. It's looking pretty bad for Kai. For sure. Slow playing over on Twitch says Battle VIP feels such a weird card in this format. It is. It is a strange card in this format, and there are some decks that are better at utilizing it than others, but Battle VIP Pass is especially good in fighting because fighting decks can get both Soul Rock and Lunatone off of the Battle VIP Pass, whereas a card like Buddy Buddy Poffin doesn't get both of those, right? And fighting decks play a lot of cards that tutor items. You've got like Karina can go get maybe like an Ogie Dogie and Battle VIP Pass. Battle VIP Pass can go get both your rocks, right? You play Arvin. Arvin can go get Battle VIP Pass, go get both your rocks. You play, in some cases, like I'm playing Skyla in my list just to be another out to the turn 1 Battle VIP Pass because Battle VIP Pass is such a good find. All right, we see Ting Lu coming in again. Actually, going to take a knockout for Kai. That's pretty significant. Spreading more damage onto the board. But yeah, I mean, just with so many ways to tutor out the Battle VIP Pass, it's just like always worth including in the fighting deck. There are many decks that don't want to play it though, obviously, because if you don't find it, on turn 1, then it's just a dead card in your deck. But if you also think of it like back before Battle VIP Pass and Buddy Buddy Poffin were printed, I mean, like Gym Leader Challenge at this point's been around for a long time, right? So back before Battle VIP Pass and Buddy Buddy Poffin were printed, decks used to play like Bridget and Gloria, right? Which are supporters that are pretty much, only good in the opening turns of the game, right? But decks don't play those supporters anymore, right? Now decks are playing like Buddy Buddy Poffin and Battle VIP Pass, which you could play if you open it turn 1 going first, like you could play it. It's like playing a supporter going first almost, right? It's just such a good consistency card for the early game. And, if you were playing Bridget or Gloria in your deck to help you set up, and you found, Bridget or Gloria in like the middle of the game, you're probably not going to want to play it anyway, right? It's probably like a pretty underwhelming supporter that you're just going to want to discard because the time for Bridget or Gloria has well passed, right? So that's kind of been the logic that has helped me to kind of see the light on Battle VIP Pass and kind of turn around on it. Is like, with Buddy Buddy Poffin, with Battle VIP Pass, with all the search that we have available now, and they just keep printing like extremely robust item searching cards, right? I mean, we got PokePad recently. Wild Cyclops says, I have fought building a GLC deck for so long, I finally got you. Let's go. Let's go. We got Wild Cyclops. Which type you choosing, Wild Cyclops? Which going to be your first? Welcome to the club. It's fun. You'll like it. You should try it. Yeah, Terrakion, love him, but the issue with Terrakion, I mean, I'm playing Terrakion. I love that dude. Issue with Terrakion is he only does 130 damage, which not going to be an easy KO on a Pokemon like Iron Boulder that resists Psychic, right, or resists fighting. Just a big, beefy Psychic Pokemon with minus 30 resistance. In order for Terrakion to take a knockout on a card like Iron Boulder, you would need 40 damage worth of buffs. Just a lot to ask. You need like Muscle Band and Strong Energy. Yeah, Terrakion usually is not getting that knockout, which is why in my fighting deck I really like to include Sudowoodo with the Watch and Learn attack, because Sudowoodo can copy Adjusted Horn and do 170, which does actually... Did I do my math wrong? I did do my math wrong, didn't I? 130, you need to add 40, 130, 40, 170. No, that's actually right. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, Sudowoodo can just do 170 with Adjusted Horn, which does actually take the return KO on Iron Boulder. Sudowoodo's pretty good for that. Otherwise, I mean, Sudowoodo's uses are pretty niche, but it is good at what it does. And then obviously the other Pokemon that you want to try and knock out Iron Boulder in the fighting deck is Okidogi. I mean, Okidogi just does 170 as well. But 170 is that magic number as the fighting deck that you have to be able to hit in order to knock out Iron Boulder. Not to mention, this Iron Boulder does have a whole Fighting Fury belt on it, which just makes it even beefier. Mystery Garden filling the hand to 5. And I think this Boulder is going to go for all 6 prizes, to be honest. And here, Kai just having to promote Barbaracle. I'm not thinking that this is a winning situation for Kai. He's got 4 prizes left. Thad's Singleton. And there is Sudowoodo, but it does feel like too little too late. And Kai finally getting a Soul Rock out. But, yeah, I mean, just without that Soul Rock Lunatone churning through the deck throughout the game, that's something that you want to get into play on the first turn. And Kai with the scoop. Yeah, that is going to do it. Just no gas there from Kai. He didn't really get anything moving. And I'm going to be honest, taking a look at Kai's deck, it just looks like his fighting deck is kind of all over the map. He had way too many things I think the deck was trying to do. It felt spread far too thin. Not only did it have Ting Lu and some of the spread stuff, it also had all of like the Barbayama stuff. It had the Barbaracle, it had the Hariyama. Not only did it have all that, it also had the dinosaur, had the Tyrantrum in it. I mean, just way too much going on there. And I know it's kind of bittersweet for Thad because Thad absolutely loves the Tyrantrum. Like, Thad desperately wants the Tyrantrum to be good. Has talked to me about that. And, just loves dinosaurs, loves the Tyrantrum. But I think even Thad agrees that the Tyrantrum is maybe just trying to do a little bit too much in the fighting deck. It's not consistent enough. It's just asking a little bit too much to try and get the fossil guy into play. Now, with the new fossil excavation site, maybe it gets a little bit more consistent. But I'm just, again, we'll have to see if that slight bump in consistency from the fossil excavation sites can actually make a difference. Again, the fossil excavation site right here allows you to search your deck for up to 2 trainer cards with antique in their name. But, like, you've got the antique jaw fossil, right? You've got the, let's just look up all the cards with antique in the name, right? You've got jaw fossil. Are there any, like, Kabutops or Aerodactyls that are any good? Probably not, right? Archeops? Apply weakness for 4 times instead. Like, not worth it. This one's kind of funny, right? As long as this Pokemon's your active Pokemon, your opponent can't play any supporter cards from their hand. Like, yeah, funny, but it does 80 damage, Like, it's not really, and it only has 140 hit points, not really doing all that much. Aerodactyl, there's no fighting type Aerodactyls that are good or worth playing. Ancient Scream, dude, 10 more damage, dude. Actually, this guy can only be put on the bench with the effect of Old Amber. That's hilarious. So, no, you can't even use that one. And then, of course, you've got Archeops. I think there's like a fighting Archeops now. Yeah, Ancient Wing. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon's in the active spot, you may devolve one of your opponent's evolved Pokemon. That's interesting. So, like, if you were doing some sort of Ting Lu spread devolve strategy, you could do that, I guess. Would kind of like help. That could be Let's see, other new cards. Bastiodon. When this Pokemon's on your bench, prevent all damage done to your Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have 2 or fewer energy attached. I think this card is cool. This card, I actually think that you could build GLC around that. Let's see. Bastiodon. You've got a couple other ones too, right? This one is prevent all damage done to your metal Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have any special energy attached to them. I can't tell which one's better. I almost feel like this one's better, right? But maybe it's this one's better. This one might just be better. I don't know. This one can, like... I feel like this one is better, the Ancient Bulwark one. Because it's like blanket good against a bunch of stuff. Right? I mean, it's like good against Iron Boulder. It's good against Okie Dokie. So you got like a bunch of little things you could do there. You obviously have the Chi-Yu coming out in Pitch Black too. Which is pretty cool. It's got the Spiraling Envy attack. This Pokemon has 2 or more damage counters on it. This attack does 90 more damage. So if you charge it up with the Toxtricity, right? Then you could do 110 for 1. That's not bad. Certainly this card helps the dark card pool. I mean, is it enough? No. I do think that darkness is one of those card pools that's kind of like almost there. I mean, it's kind of right there. It's got a lot. But I feel like it needs like one more. It needs one more basic slugger to just like foil off of Guzzlord, right? It needs a 1-2 punch. Right now, Dark has a 1 punch. It's Guzzlord, okay? But it needs a 1-2 punch. Like you got to have like I got Guzzlord on this hand, and I've got a card as good and powerful and dominant as Iron Boulder on this hand. That's what Dark needs, right? Hit him with the old 1-2. And right now, it just doesn't really have that. Kind of just has, like, the 1. Everything else is kind of mid. Dang, we can't Ghost Veil in GLC. Sad. You've only got two psychic type Pokemon with the Ghost Veil ability. Or Hide and Sneak. Excuse me, Hide and Sneak. New Whalmer. Luna says no new dragon. Pitch Black doesn't have any dragons in it, does it? All right. Here's my thing. Okay. Here's my thing. I think that Pokemon made a big boo-boo by making Dragon-type Pokemon have no weakness, and I think they need to fix it. That's my thing. I think Pokemon messed that up bigly. I think it's stupid. Now that we're this far into Dragons, right, having no weakness, I think it's really bad game design to have a whole type with no weakness, especially with how big the HP is now in the Pokemon TCG, right? With Pokemon regularly having over 300 HP. And we're seeing that with Dragapult EX, right? So Dragapult EX doesn't have a weakness, like the best deck in standard format, but they had to give it a weakness effectively by printing Lily's Clefairy EX. So are you telling me that as long as Dragon-type Pokemon exist, they'll either A, have to print them not very powerful so that they're never abused for having no weakness, right? Or B, are they just always going to be problematic because they're extremely powerful Pokemon with no weakness? Now, obviously, in the history of the Pokemon TCG, Dragon Pokemon have sometimes been weak to themselves, and Dragon Pokemon have also sometimes been weak to Fairy. Lately, they have been weak to nothing. But I think that Pokemon has almost like acknowledged that that is a mistake by the fact that they printed Lily's Clefairy EX. So, you know, as we see here, like these old dragons were weak to dragon. I think that Pokemon may, like, at the beginning of... I think that at the beginning of, like, the next block, I think that they're going to have to, like, kind of unveil dragons with a new weakness. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think that the no weakness dragons is very future proof. I think it's bad game design. So that's my take. That's what I think. I think they may go, you know, no weakness dragons for a little while longer, but I do think that they'll eventually have to add a weakness back in that, or they'll just always have to kind of be bad, right? Like, because look at what they did with Dragapult. Imagine if Lily's Clefairy didn't exist. You know? They had to undo it. They basically patched it to have a weakness. You know? It's kind of crazy. Anyways, yo, big thank you to Pokemon Company International for sending me some codes. You guys want to crack some packs? You know, big thanks. Big thanks, TPCI, for the codes. Let's go. I got some gold. Let's open some packs while we wait for the next round to get up. I think I'm trying to open some... I think I'm trying to open some Miraidons. It's booster pack opening time. Let's go. Hashtag gifted. Hashtag thank you TPCI. Hashtag Pokemon partner. All hashtags. You get it. Let's go. Mr. Shocks. Now you guys can hear the music. There we go. Wonderful. Flamigo. I haven't played Pocket in a year, but I'm getting back into it. Just like, I want to just kind of casually keep up my collection and always have a few meta decks to be able to play. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Yo, Glamora. To me, like, it's just more ways to enjoy the Pokemon universe, right? And it is from like a card-based perspective, which is something that I really like. And, you know, and sometimes, yo, that's a crazy looking Gouging Fire. Dang, that's nuts. A dragon type Gouging Fire? Dude, we should get one of these in freaking Gym Leader Challenge. They should give us a big basic dragon. Gouging Fire. That'd be freaking hype. Roaring Moon. Garganackle. During Pokemon checkup, heal 10 from each of your Pokemon. Corviknight. There's another Gouging Fire. Iron Juculus. Walking Wake. Dude, all these guys have cool dragon cards. What the heck, dude? Do dragons have a weakness in Pocket? They don't? The Miraidon deck in this is B tier, but fun. Alright, what's the other, what's another A tier deck, Brandon? Oh, that's cool. One row. Mega Altaria. All right, what set is Mega Altaria from? That's cool. All right, let's back out. Let's see, where's my Mega Altaria? Booster packs. What's the difference between A series and B series? Oh, there it is. Mega Rising. Oh, yeah. Sure, let's open 10 of those. It's booster pack opening time. God, I kind of missed that. Not gonna lie. It is booster pack opening time. Gothitelle. Skidoo. Oh, okay. They're like blocks. I get it. So there's A block, B block. So A block will probably rotate out eventually. That makes sense. Everything is so new. Sligoo. Zigzagoon. Fantina. Take a psychic energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your Driftbloom and Miss Magius. Wow, okay. To 2. Driftbloom. What all is in the Mega Altaria deck? Would I cut anything from Arch Nemesis for the new free retreat energy? Yeah, probably counter energy. Yeah, I would just cut counter energy straight up. Counter energy is low-key like the worst energy in that deck, because if you use it to power up Archaludon, oh, there we go! Let's freaking go! Let's freaking go! Immerse me, baby. Let's go. Immerse me. I'm feeling so immersed. Look at that, Swablu. Look at that, Altaria. Man. Yeah, I gotta get back on the pocket grind, to be honest, because I missed this. That was cool. That was hype. Yeah, that was extremely gamer right there. Mega Altaria. So someone just literally win the game. This attack does 30 more damage for each of your bench Pokemon. They literally win the game if they knock it out. That's insane. But yeah, I plan on streaming more, getting into more like, you know, more 4-day, 5-day streaming weeks in the months ahead, and having my Pocket account like up to date just gives me more stuff to do. I mean, one of the things that frustrated me so much about, streaming in the last few years has just been the unreliability of the Pokemon TCG Live, right? It's like, I might just be like, okay, we're ready to stream, and it's like, oh, well, it's under maintenance. Like, okay, or like, oh, well, it's like, you know, nothing's working, or like, it's just random stuff, right? Like, random stuff. It's so nice to have, like, something else to be able to do. And, like, TCG Pocket's just that thing. It's cool. It's easy. You know, it's so easy to stream it, too. I just, like, link it on my phone and do the little phone mirroring thing. It's so easy to do. So, you know, I felt like I kind of got to this point the other day during stream where I was like, well, I'm just doing myself a disservice by not being up to date on this. Look at that Whimsicott EX. He's so nice. Grass knots. Ooh, that was a cute Dedenne. I imagine I need 2 Altaria. Tauros EX. That's pretty cool. Dang, another art rare Rillaboom. What do? Flip a coin of heads. Switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon on the extra spot. Nar. God, every time I see an artwork where I'm like, oh, that's recycled from somewhere, I'm like, oh, Natalie knows where it's from. But not me. Giratina EX plus Lunala EX deck. Oh, yeah? Wow. Is Giratina Lunala, is that good? Is it worth? Whatever happened to my boy Darkrai? I felt like last time I was, I felt like last time I was like, when I was just getting out of the game, like Darkrai was just good. Darkrai, my dude Darkrai probably power corrupt now, huh? Whimsicott EX. Is Whimsicott good? No. You got Mega Altaria. You got your... Everything is power crept every single set. Man. They can't... Surely they can't keep that charade up, right? Yo, I'm so nuts at this. Oh, yeah. I bet this... I'm sure the algorithms in this game are like, oh, yeah, this dude hasn't opened packs in a year. Let's give him the 2 art rare Altaria. Dude, I'm so back. I'm so back, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hook, line, and sinker, baby. We got him. All right, round number 2 of GLC League Nights is upon us. So let's head over to that. Beautiful. All right. We got something there. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Another one! All right. I'll save that for later, folks. It's time to head down to the table. See what we got going on. GLC League Nights, round number 2. I see players are getting ready. We've got Tony Saya and John Patterson, members of the Gym Leader Chat Lounge podcast. Duking it out here. Tony, obviously one of the only players at League right now who can save us from an Alex Carpenter three-peat. It's pretty crazy. It is 1-0 now. So off to a good start, but gonna have to defeat John Patterson in order to advance to 2-0. It looks like Tony's got grass. Let's go. Tony's got the grass spice, dude. Oh, yeah, I'm stoked. And John... No way John has got fire. You've got to be kidding me. That better be dragon. It is dragon. All right, it's dragon. It's dragon. Okay, okay. I'm going to say fire, not the most... Not the most envied card pool in all of Gym Leader Challenge right now. Fire is not. No, Fire would be certainly considered a rogue play. But this should be a fun one, as we've got Dragon versus Grass, and I'm wondering if Tony is bringing the new grass spice, the chestnut. Let's pop that chestnut up on the overlay. Take a look. Needly Armor. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon for each grass energy attached to it. Dude, do you put a Rocky helmet on this thing too? No, surely you don't put a Rocket. Surely you play like a Lux Cape or something, right? And it looks like Tony's got a reasonable enough opening hand. He's got an S-Ball and an Iono. It's about as good as it gets. And here we go. Round number 2 underway. We've got Tony opening. Wo Chien in the active. Whoa. Wo Chien, huh? Looks like Wo Chien will be another one that I have to download for the overlay. I don't have that card in my... Don't have that card in my Stream Deck, but yeah, let's check this thing out. So Wo Chien, pretty cool guy, has got the Hazardous Greed attack. If there are 3 or fewer cards in your deck, this attack does 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So the way that these fellas have been building the Chestnut Grass deck right now is that they are kind of building it as this turbo deck that's trying to like get to the bottom of the deck, but then also like has a Chestnut in it. Yeah, so I'm interested to see how this deck functions and why this way, why this routes with the deck, right? Like, what's the Wo Chien? What do the Wo Chien and the Chestnut have in common? Really? Yo, Tony, you mind scooting your bench up just a little bit? Yeah, thank you. Perfect. Thanks. Yeah, wondering what... Yeah, what synergy is there with the Wo Chien and the Chestnut? Very curious to see. Now, John obviously got a phenomenal lead with the Turbo Blaze Reshiram. Turbo Blaze Reshiram allows John to attach an additional fire energy from his hand to any of his dragon Pokemon during the turn, so definitely a strong start. Tony is going to get the Shaman out, notably, on turn 1, saying, I don't want any, like, turn 1 Turbo Blaze, Guz Mahala, you know, shenanigans with the Raging Bolt. All right, that's like the last thing you want. So very reasonable to grab the Shaman, kind of a safety pick there. And then Roselia and Turtwig, just adding a lot to the consistency of the board. As we see, Tony found a level ball off of the Marnie, and level ball is going to allow him to go get a Roserade. And then Roserade's Le Parfum ability can go get anything, right? So very strong little combo there. You could combo the Level Ball, Roserade, Le Parfum, allows you to go search your deck for whatever you want when you evolve it, and then you could string that into Grottle with the Sun-Drenched Shell ability, and then Sun-Drenched Shell can go get a Pokemon out of the deck. We also see that Tony's got Buddy Buddy Poffin. This deck is playing Beautifly. Beautifly is a Stage 2 Pokemon with the Stoked Straw ability, allows you to fill your hand to 6 once during your turn. But overall, pretty underwhelming turn there for John with the Turbo Blaze Reshiram in the active spot. Just plays Marnie and is not able to take advantage of the Turbo Blaze ability. Only got 1 energy down, despite having the potential to get 2. Tony's got a second energy onto Wo Chien. Entangled Whip does just do 130, right? I like this play from Tony. Just the Level Ball, Le Parfum from Lily to 8. Entangling Whip will do 130, but Tony is not going to be able to accelerate a third energy this turn, as the Cherubi just got benched. Cherubi does evolve into Cherim with the Spring Bloom ability, which allows you to attach as many grass energy from your hand to your Pokemon as you like during your turn. I'm not going to lie. Just by, like, looking at Tony's board right now, it does feel like this deck doesn't like to be paralleled. But I guess Roserade's, like, already been used, right? So, like, you've got that. And then, like, at the end of the day, you got to ditch the Shaman, right? And at this point, you know, once Tony gets maybe the Cherubi and the Wurmple evolved up, it's not going to be... the Raging Bolt's not going to be as big of a threat anymore. So I think at a certain point, Parallel will be more damaging this turn than maybe next. But honestly, Tony could just get rid of the Shaman in the Rose Raid. So I think he'd be okay. We'll see what John has. Evolution Incense can go get Dracloak. And Dracloak is going to allow John to churn through the deck a little bit more. Recon Directive, right? I imagine that that's what he'll be going through. I did also see Crispin is in his hand too. So that's an option. But oftentimes moving the Reshiram can be annoying. I mean, you're going to have to find Air Balloon or Float Stone, Escape Rope to move this Reshiram out of the active spot. It's got a retreat cost of 2. It is kind of a fatty. And it's looking like maybe John prized the Dracloak. He might not have access to it, in which case this Evolution Incense is just for naught. Yeah. Not what you want to see if you're John. Might have to take out a Constellation. Yep. Gabite. Looks like that's what we've got. And then it has Verseek. Is it just going to be a Marnie again, right? Like, at a certain point, you can't just Crispin with this hand. It's horrible, right? Guz Mahala. I've been saying, Tropical Beach. Just got to put Tropical Beach in every deck. Hopefully there's a beach in here. That or you could go get, like Float Stone. Yo, what's up? Trust Your Pilot with the big old raid. Welcome, everybody, from Trust Your Pilot. Thank you so much for the raid. Hopefully all are having a great night. And ready for NAIC this weekend. Should be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing a watch party here throughout the day on Twitch and YouTube. Welcome, everybody, from Trust Your Pilots. Shout out to Trust Your Pilot. Create some awesome Pokemon TCG live content. We've got Gym Leader Challenge League Night number 44 happening here in Akron, Ohio at Full Grip Games. Round number 2, John Patterson with Dragon versus Tony Saya with Grass. It looks like John is maybe going on the aggressive. Has got Stormy Mountains, can go get Druddigon. Double Dragon Energy and Float Stone off of the Guz Mahala. And you could just go in with the Rayquaza. Take this knockout. That's what it's looking like is going on. Rayquaza with a Dragon Claw. $130 damage. We'll take the knockouts. Tony now. I'd say Tony's in a very good spot. His board is getting developed. Could threaten an attack with Torterra pretty easily right now. All you have to do, evolve up into Torterra, get a couple energy on it, and bang, Evo Press for a big knockout. And there's just really not many ways for John to take the return KO on a Torterra if Tony is able to get that going. Tony is using Grottle's Sun-Drenched Shell ability right now. Allows him to search the deck for any grass Pokemon he wants, put into his hand. He does need a couple of pieces to put this all together, right? Would need Cherim, would need Torterra, and would need 2 grass. So that's 4 cards. Obviously, one of them can get searched out with Grottle, but Grottle appears to have searched out Beautifly. So it's also possible that Tony has a piece or 2 prized. We'll have to wait and see. Rare Candy Beautifly right there. You love to see it. Beautifly, again, has got the Stoked Straw ability, which allows you to fill your hand to 6. And there's Cherim in hand. Does Tony have an out to Torterra is the big question. And it's just going to be a Marnie. Well, you really can't pass up that opportunity to spring the Beautifly into play. Looks like Gladian is in the hand, but not a very good-looking hand, honestly. It's like Artisan, right? Muscle Band. You can use Artisan to search for basic Pokemon. Maybe a Chespin. Yeah, I see the Chespin and the Quilladin in there. Tony not finding any energy. Looks like there's just really not a lot of energy in this deck either. It looks like that is a crazy Chespin. That's like some 3D model looking Chespin? Which one is that? That is Chespin from XY, I think. And it's got a single retreat. That's got to be the reason it's being picked. That is like the very first Chespin. There are 70 hit point Chespins, but they don't have a single retreat. It looks like Tony was able to find Floatstone, a grass, and a capture. So 2 energy, but did just also kind of use his rare candy to get the Beautifly into play. I don't know if his list is playing. I imagine his list is playing the Forest of Vitality, so could spring Chestnut into play maybe on a later turn. He's got the energy for Torterra, but no Torterra. Maybe Tony prized the Torterra, and we'll have to fish it out with Gladian next turn. It's just kind of hoping that Boss's Orders doesn't get played. I mean, Tony's board state is looking good now. It's got the Cherim, it's got the Beautifly, Chespin down, Grottle with 2 energy on it. Just going to retreat into the Roserade to sack it. But this is a pretty scary prospect as it puts the ball in John's court, right? So John could just pop off with a Guzma or a Boss's Orders or something and just take control of this game. A lot of lists have been cutting Boss's Orders lately as they try to just fit other cards. And I suspect that this Dragon list is one of them, as it's trying to fit a lot of different evolutions in and things like that. But this is just one of those turns where if you just have that, if you have that boss, if you have that Guzma option, you could just put the whole game away by bringing up the Grottle and knocking it out. Like, clearly all of Tony's eggs are in the Grottle basket and doesn't have access to it currently. So another knockout for John with Hex Maniac. But if... Artisan. Okay, good of Tony to shake the Artisan, because I was like, wait, no, you can't do it, dude. You can't do it. I'm just going to fail the Artisan. And the Torterra, I believe, is prized, which actually works out for John, or works out for Tony, because he's got Gladian in hand right now. So if he just plays the Gladian, yup, and Torterra's got to be in here. And there it is. And with that, I think Chestnut is also prized. So tough prizes for Tony, but Gladian obviously is in the deck for a reason. Gladian is a supporter card that allows you to just flip over your prizes and swap Gladian with one of your prizes. So big turn there from Tony, able to utilize Gladian to fish Torterra out of his deck, out of his prize cards, and evolve it into play. Take the knockout with Evo Press, which is doing 150 damage. Evo Press does 50 damage times the amount of evolution Pokemon in play. Now Torterra has 190 HP, so gonna be tough for anything on John's board to take this return KO. I mean, John's biggest attackers are like Druddigon does 160. Most of the things in John's deck only do 160 damage. So even with a muscle band, you're still not getting up to that 190 hit point threshold. You do have Dragonite. Dragon Pulse does 180 damage, but obviously there's no Dratini in play, so like Dragonites cannot come out to play right now. Not an option. So it's looking like it's going to have to be a 2-hit KO, and that is something that the grass deck really tries to take advantage of. Right? Is just the bulk of its Pokemon. That's how you end up taking these taking these wins. Really, is by forcing your opponent to go 2 for 1 against one of your beefy dragons. Or one of your beefy grass Pokemon. Sorry, I'm tripping. So yeah, the grass deck gonna put Pokemon like Torterra, Pokemon like the Chestnut in the active spot. Basically say like, you know, I'm gonna get this thing up and rolling. I'm gonna try and go 2 for 1 with my big dude, and if I could do that multiple times a game, then I'll win. Right? That's kind of the core concept of the deck. Now, what's cool about this grass deck is that it also has got some other kind of tricks that it can try to pull off in order to pull ahead in games, right? Like you've got the Wo-Chien, right? If you get to the very bottom of your deck, you can use Wo-Chien to do 120 damage to 2 things, which is really cool. I mean, that's just like a neat attack that the deck has access to. And it doesn't so much to me as like feel like it is a Wo-Chien deck. It's more like it's a deck that plays Wo-Chien because Wo-Chien is just a very good attacker. Hazardous Greed doing 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I mean, as you could see in this Dragon matchup, like if Tony can get to the bottom of his deck and use Hazardous Greed, that's just a game-winning attack, right? It's just a cool way to take 2 knockouts. We see John just with another extremely underwhelming turn as he has to just promote Dreepy and pass. I mean, John is really spinning his wheels, not able to get any of his big dragon Pokemon evolved up. And is still up a prize. I mean, was able to take a quick couple of knockouts with the Rayquaza But now the momentum certainly seems to be shifting back to Tony's side. And now Tony has access to his abilities. We'll get to use Stoked Straw. Can Ultra Ball for Quilladin. Kind of hoping that at a certain point he'll be able to pull the Chestnut off of the prizes, right? And if you get Chestnut off of the prizes, you can load up some energy onto the Chestnut and you're cooking. Another cool thing about the Chestnut is that with its ability that does residual damage, ooh, we got the Guzma. It's a big play from Tony, able to target down the Gibble, saying I don't really want that Garchomp to come into play. Tony is dealing with Parallel right now. Did have to get rid of the Shaman. Does have Hisuian Heavy Ball, which grabs Tropius, and then actually found the town map off of this Stoke Straw. So we'll be able to town map, and we could see how much emphasis this deck is putting on being able to get key pieces out of the prizes, right? You've got Gladian, you've got town map. You got both of those cards, right? Which means that this deck is actively planning to play with every card, right? Like, you're not just saying, like, oh, well, I'm going to prize some cards and I won't get to see them the whole game. Like, no. With Town Map and Gladian saying, like, all right, there are key pieces that I need to have every game. And between Gladian and Town Map, so Tony grabs the Chestnut off of the prizes. Now tied up 4-4. Things got to be looking pretty scary for John. He's got Tatsugiri. Tatsugiri can try to attract some customers. Raihan's a pretty good one. But still a very uphill battle. Choosing between Guzma, Raihan. It looks like it's going to be Raihan. Oh, having to Raihan to the Tatsugiri just to get it to pivot. It's pretty brutal. Yeah, and again, we're just like kind of butting up against the issue with this Dragon deck not having an out to deal 180 damage to the Torterra, proving to be a real problem. Professor's Letters, grab off Raihan, can go get a couple of energy. Sure, right? Like, you can get the water energy you need for Drudigan. I mean, like, Drudigan can poke this thing. We just see how much of a board state Torterra is, and these big Pokemon in Gym Leader Challenge are so defining, right? I mean, you've got your big basics like Okidogi and Iron Boulder that are doing 170 damage. They've kind of reset the power level of what a big basic Pokemon can do. But then you've got these Stage 2 Pokemon and Stage 1 Pokemon like Wailord in the Water deck with 240 hit points, Torterra with 190 hit points. These Pokemon being able to soak hits and take one-hit KOs, just so powerful. We see Chestnut has hit the board. It is here. Chestnut. Wow. Chestnuts from Chaos Rising. There's a muscle band attached to it. So its impound attack will be doing 180 damage. It's got 3 energy attached to it. So if any of John's Pokemon swing into Chestnuts, then it's going to be taking 90 damage in return. It's pretty cool. Stoked Straw, fill the hand to 6. You got Force of Vitality, Revitalizer. It's such a cool thing, right? Like if you have Roselia and Roserade, you could go Revitalizer, you could Roserade in like 1 turn, right? Which is exactly what like Tony could do that right now if he wanted to. Could just pop Roselia, Force of Vitality, go fetch whatever I want out of my deck. Now, Tony, I think, has already played Ball Guy as a support of this turn, so can't do anything too crazy. Might even just be better to save the Roselia for next turn. But here we go. All right. The single turn Le Parfum. Tony getting to search his deck for whatever card he wants to put into his hand. I think at this point, Tony just looking for more energy. We'll burn Evolution Incense as well. Trying to just get down to the very bottom of his deck. Wo Chen making an appearance on the bench with a grass attached. And Torterra going in for another big knockout with the Evo Press. As Tony marches on to 3 prizes remaining, taking the lead for the first time in this game. John at a huge energy deficit. Has had just energy problems this entire game, really. I mean, starting off with like the early turns, Open Reshiram wasn't able to convert that into lots of energy acceleration. Wasn't able to get Dracloak online as Dracloak was prized. We see John just kind of spin the wheels, right? And what a conflict of like, okay, I have to promote Tatsugiri because I need a supporter card, but I also need to promote Reshiram because I need to accelerate energy into play. But I also need free retreat for my guys, but I don't have Dragonite online yet. It's just, it's kind of a mess, right? There's just all these pieces are kind of falling by the wayside. Nothing's clicking. Where we see that Tony's grass deck really has been working impeccably. The Roserade really helping to kind of piece everything together. Gladian, town map, allowing Tony to get those key pieces out of the prize cards throughout the game. And we see that that has really allowed Tony to be successful in this game. Even in a game where he started out behind, right? I mean, as John was able to leverage the power of the big basic Pokemon in the Dragon deck to take a couple of quick prizes early. Thank you, Big Mac Lamont, over on Twitch with the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support. 21 months. Let's go. And I think it's just going to be another pass from John. I mean, just... And how this deck has just fallen apart. You see Tony. It's not good when Tony is like counting the cards in deck. I'm feeling like Wo Chen might be making an appearance. If Tony can get down to just 3 cards left in deck Uh-oh, and here it is. Whoa, Chen. Coming up into the active spot. Hazardous Greed for the double knockout. 20 damage to the active. 2 prizes taken off the bench. Yeah, and John just unable to piece anything together in that game after the early prizes taken with the Rayquaza. Tony showing the power of his grass deck. Chestnut was there. Was it needed? No, not this game. But Chestnut did appear. Chestnut made an appearance, and it was awesome. And Tony will advance to 2-0 here at GLC League Nights. Congrats to Tony on the win. One step closer to a grass badge, which, if he earns, will tie him up with Mr. Alex Carpenter at 7 badges for the badge lead. Which would be awesome. All right, folks, I'm going to be right back. I want to adjust the camera down there. I feel like I should zoom it out just a touch because I keep kind of butting up against that with our players. So I'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for tuning in to GLC League Night. Again, we've got NAIC Watch Party happening tomorrow. We'll be streaming and watching the North American International Championships together right here on Tricky Jim. Looking forward to that. We'll be right back. All right, y'all. We're back. I'm here to save you from back of head cam. Let's go. We've got round number 3 coming up shortly here at Full Grip Games Gym Leader Challenge League Nights. I'm super jealous of people across the street at the there's like across the street from the art gallery. There's an art gallery across the street, which is shut down like an entire road, and there's just people out skating. There's like some event, some skate demo going on out there, which looks like a lot of fun. Does look like a lot of fun. I am so rusty though, for sure. If I didn't have a lot of time to skate before, now that like dad mode, like dude, even less time now. It's hard. I've been taking all my free time and running. You know, any hour that I can like carve out, I've been just going for runs lately. It's kind of been my activity of choice. Let's get back to the Pokemon TCG Pocket, shall we? And then get back to, you know, League Night. Obviously, the idea is to do GLC League Night, but we're waiting for the next round to go up. So let's open some packs, courtesy of the Pokemon Company International, as we wait for round number 3 of 5. There are 5 rounds tonight. There we go. Let's roll. This is the list Brandon sent me. Beast. All right, looks good. Saw the stream where he zoomed out, showed us a few kickflips. I need to get back on my... I need to brush up on my flip tricks for sure. Alex Carpenter asking me if I have a second mic set up tonight. I do not have that with me. He's asking because he says it's real bad tonight, as you can see. As you can see, yes. Do you have your second mic? He says looking horrendous tonight. Sorry, Alex. I do not have my second mic. But Alex Holtz actually just texted me and said he's got like a backup podcasting mic. Like he just bought a couple and has like an extra one that he doesn't need. So I may buy a mic off him, which it's like annoying, right? Like you don't want to buy a third microphone. Like, God, who needs a third microphone? Like I have 2 really good microphones. I have one for the studio and I have one for my house. And on special occasions when I have people, you know, coming in to guest cast and stuff, I will bring the one from my home here when I plan on having guests. But that's the thing is, like, I record the podcast at home every week, and I record the, let's see, what is this, Gorgeist? What's he from? Fantastical Parade? I probably have Gorgeist. Comfy? Chingling? Celestial Guardians? All right, let's open some Celestial Guardians then. I feel like I got what I needed out of that. Next round going up. Dang it. All right. We'll return after this next round. Let's go. We got Mr. Morse and Jack. Now, Jack was just talking to me. I was talking to Jack downstairs. And Jack was saying that he would be happy to stream the Invitational. if he does not get a badge. Yeah, was Jagjeet, listen, I built the Chen Pao deck first because that's the deck I wanted to build. But then I remembered you saying Mega Altari was good. It's like, this is the second deck I'm building. Like, yeah, I listened to Brandon first. Are you mad? I'm sorry. I know Brandon personally, you know. He's been moderating the channels for like over 5 years. Like, let's get round number 2 going. Round number 3. Does JW play GLC? JW has won a Gym Leader Challenge cash tournament before. Back in the before times. Back when we were in our old location. JW actually won one. Yes. I think the thing most of the time is like a lot of people would play GLC if they had more places to play. And that's kind of thing is like JW doesn't have any place to play GLC right now. He doesn't have like a locals that hosts it. He doesn't, you know, can't play online. And that's kind of like the big hang up with a lot of people is like the format's not available online, which obviously is like a huge detriment to the growth of the format right now. But I think like Gym Leader Challenge is such a beloved format that it continues to exist in a grassroots fashion at leagues all over the world, at side events, things like that. Obviously, the game has a lot more potential to grow, or the format has a lot more potential to grow if the format's available online. So, you know, really hoping that the Pokemon Company International eventually prioritizes expanding the card pool on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Live to include those older cards. But you know how it goes. That'll happen when it happens. Round 3, 40 minutes on the clock. Let's get into it. Mr. Ben Morse, Mr. Jack Martin. I know Jack is playing Fighting. And Ben, I'm not sure what Ben is on. Maybe Colorless. Ooh, could be Fighting versus Colorless. And here we go. 40 minutes on the clock. Jack going second. Opens Ogie Dogie. Now, I played at Gym Leader Challenge League, I don't know, a week or two ago. And I lost. I went 4-1. I got second place. But my loss was to Tony playing Colorless. I couldn't believe it. But when you get one of your rocks lost zoned on turn 2, it just things get hectic, and that's exactly what happened. He was able to lost zone my Soul Rock on turn 2, and when the fighting deck loses a Soul Rock or a Lunatone, it gets ugly. It gets really ugly. I think that Jack kind of has the ideal starter with Ogie Dogie. I mean, Ogie Dogie could just be really tough to knock out. It's usually pretty hard to put the Ogie Dogie away into the lost zone. So off Quick Ball. We got Ben getting Fan Rotom, Fan Call. Can be used on the first turn of the game. Allows you to search a deck for 3 colors Pokemon, the 100 hit points or less. Going to get Minccino, Bidoof, Wooloo, Double Turbo Energy in hand, but no real great place to put it yet. I mean, like, you could put it on the Wooloo, I guess. The Dub Wool does attack, after all, and can actually get in there for kind of decent damage. Now, Jack got an amazing top deck. Brooklet Hill, I do see, has got Soul Rock in hand. Strong start from Jack. Didn't prize any of his rocks, so we'll be able to start doing Lunar Cycle on the first turn of the game. We see Jack just kind of eyeing up other pieces. See what he's got available. Got a question over on YouTube. If Pokemon Change expanded to Sun and Moon base onwards, would GLC follow suit? No. I don't think so. No. I think the answer is just no. No, I think the X and Y cards are really cool. Bring a lot of flavor to the format. So I would want those cards to be included. Battle Compressor versus Seeker. You're telling me, like, yeah, there's so many muscle bands, so many good cards in the X and Y block that I really am not okay letting go of. Tropical Beach. Yeah. All right, so Town Map. Now that Jack has checked the prizes, can flip them over with Town Map. Love this card. In Gym Leader Challenge, we saw Tony make good use of it last game. Now Jack is going to go Basic Fighting to the Okie which makes sense, right? You go Basic Fighting to Okie so that you don't get, like, Enhanced Hammered. The fear in going Basic Fighting to Okie would be that, like, what if Ben could do 130 damage and, like, knock out the Okie this turn? I think it's more likely that Ben maybe plays an Enhanced Hammer and could have access to it, so I agree with Jack's decision to attach the Basic Fighting instead. But, we'll see how devastating Ben's second turn could be. Ben's second turn could be good. I mean, if he's able to attack with Dub Wool and, like, bring up a rock and Lost Zone it, like, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. That'd be crazy. And it is kind of possible, right? Like, Dub Wool, Hops Dub Wool. Let's see, do I have it? Yes, it's right here. Hops Dub Wool. It's got the headbutt attack, does 80 damage, right? But if you have Hops Snorlax on the bench, all right, that's 110. If you have Hops Choice Band, that's 140. Minus the 20 from Double Turbo Energy, it's 110, right? So, it's possible. What I'm saying is that it is possible. Because all you have to do is evolve into Dub Wool, and you got the Defiant Horn ability, can bring one of those suckers up. And just knock it out. And there it is, right? Like, you got the Dub Wool right there. So then the question is, does Ben find, if Ben finds, like, Guzmahala off of this, it's over. Yeah, 5. And there's Tag Call. Oh my God. He could just do it. You Tag Call for Guzmahala, right? And then you go get maybe Postwick, because, like, the Postwick gets you there, right? Postwick, he's already got U-turn board in hand. It would have to be Postwick, or, like, Artisan could go get Hop Snorlax, like, either one. But I guess you need to get the Lost City, so it has to be... Ben might not have the Snorlax in hand. Because if you get Lost City, then... If you get Lost City, then you can't get Artisan to go get Snorlax, right? So, or is that the Snorlax in his hand? He's got Ultra Ball in his hand. Okay, so he can go get the Snorlax, guaranteed. He has to ditch something, right? He's like, got it. He could get Capture Energy, that's true. Capture Energy could go get it. Could go get the Snorlax. So it could be Lost City. I cannot believe Ben just drew the absolute nuts. Oh, is Lost City prized? I think the Lost City is prized. No way. That or he doesn't have it in his list, but he has to have it in the list. That's like how you win this matchup. Is you turn 2, put a rock away. That's exactly how you win this matchup. I think Ben does not have it. I think he doesn't have the Lost Zone play. To be honest, though, Jack's hand's not great. So this could go the distance for him. This could put in a lot of work for Ben, I'm saying. Yeah, you get the Hop Snorlax off the Artisan. That's going to be somewhat of a relief for Jack, knowing that it's Artisan is the choice and not Lost City, right? You hate to get your rock Lost Zoned. But you could see how aggressive this colorless deck is. I mean, this is something, Ben, a lot of our locals have been working on this deck. Ben, Tony, JD, Alec, they've all been kind of like brewing up a colorless build here for weeks now. We saw Tony was able to win with it a couple weeks ago. Yeah, getting that counter energy attached to the Snorlax. It's big. Then Hops Double. Like I said, this was the scenario that I was cooking up. That I said, like, it's possible with a double turbo attached to Double. It's possible to get this turn 2 Gust knockout. And Jack with the Karina off the top. Dude, my dude whispers to this deck. His Clara in hand too. He's actually good to go. Jack actually has everything he needs. So the question is, do you go Karina or you do Clara? Because you've got a fighting and you got the Lunatone in the discard pile. You could use Artisan to go get one of your boys, right? You probably want to get the Binacle here, so good choice by Jack. I agree with this. You just get the Binacle established. You have to get the Barbaracle established first, because the Barbaracle allows you to just open up the rest of the deck and get those double energy attachments that you need in order to attack with your guys like every single turn, which is kind of what you need to be doing in the fighting deck. Yeah, Enhanced Hammer, I mean, Jack could go Karina for Enhanced Hammer. I don't hate that. Like, Karina, yeah, I don't hate this at all. Because you've already got Clara in hand, so, you can go get the Lunatone next turn. That's fine. You don't need to draw extra cards. But, stopping Ben from getting the follow-up attack could be big, right? So, I like this. Enhanced Hammer with the Makuhita. I think this is solid. Saying that if I hit this... Because you're taking the Hops Choice Band out of the equation as well. So, by kind of hitting Ben with this, you're saying, okay, your backup attacker, I've nerfed it with the Enhanced Hammer. That's a big play there. Like that. I've got Clara for my rock next turn. And then with Rainbow Energy to the Ogie Dogie, we're partying. Good punch. For 170 damage, 340 damage with weakness. It's a big knockout. And then how does Ben respond, right? Because Jack isn't on the 4-prize turn yet, so can't use Hops Cramorant. The Hops Choice Band, gone for the rest of the game, by the way, right? I mean, it's in the discard pile now, so there's no bringing that back. Unless you play, Lana's Fishing Rod or something, which I don't think this list is playing. Yeah, so that momentum is certainly key. That momentum shift with the Enhanced Hammer. And good on Jack for kind of sensing that and valuing the disruption with Enhanced Hammer over the bringing the rock back to recur it. I know it certainly could have been tempting to just immediately want to get that rock back online, but it's not totally necessary here. Jack also being able to like pick out his prize cards one at a time, since they're flipped over with the effective town map, also very big, as Jack was able to get the Makuhita out of the deck with the Karina and then take the Hariyama off the prizes thanks to the knowledge gained from town map. So definitely a smooth sequence of events there for Jack's couple of turns. Cinccino and a lightning energy off of Hilda, which can't help but feel like that just feels like an underwhelming turn, right? Like, you kind of know it's going to be Ben trying to poke this Okie Dokie, and it actually is going to be an attack with Cinccino. Cinccino's got the energy assist attack, which does 40 damage and allows you to attach a basic energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Like, that's where we're at, right? Doesn't feel great, but you do soften up the Okie Dokie a little bit, and you can get an extra energy attached to your Hop Snorlax. And then the hope is, I think, that Hop Snorlax would eventually be able to finish off the Okie Dokie. Ben does have the option to put Parallel into play this turn if he wants it. He has it, so he's going to do it. I think that, it's a good turn. Good a turn as ever to play Parallel, since you will lock Jack out of the Clara for the rock angle. Energy assists. You put the energy on a Snorlax, but we, the viewer, know, and also Ben knows, that Jack just grabbed the Hariyama off the prizes. We know this. And there's Barbaracle too, which is exactly what you want to have. Both those evolutions coming out into play. And then Jack identifying the Hop Snorlax is the big bad attacker on Ben's board right now. So going to use that Heave-Ho Catcher ability, just drag it up into the active spot so that he can take a key knockouts. Now Jack, I think, going to use Stone Arms and attach return to the Hariyama. I like that. Just do it, right? Because if you get hexed, you just want to have a guy that can swing. Jack still has a fighting energy in hand and Clara, right? So, like, has plenty of recursion in hand, has actually options because he can bring back the rock. And, if anything gets knocked out, he can bring back the rock and just start using Lunar Cycle again. And since he's going to be taking this knockout with knowledge of his prize cards, thanks to Town Map, he could just go grab whatever he wants. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Getting the boss's orders off the prizes, saying, I am going to continue targeting down exactly what I want to hit every single turn of the game. That's how I'm going to win. That's what makes this Hariyama Barbaracle base fighting deck so good and aggressive in Gym Leader Challenge. The fact that you can just target down your opponent's board in a singleton format, being able to target down and knock out exactly what you want to knock out every single turn is such a huge asset for a deck to have. And there are not many decks that do it as well as this fighting deck in Gym Leader Challenge. This colorless deck certainly does a good job of it as well. Has a very different draw engine, as instead of like the Soul Rock Lunatone thing, you've got Bibarel with Oranguru and Squovit to kind of cycle through the deck. It's more of like a burn and draw deck, whereas the fighting deck is kind of a discard draw, more similar to like Radiant Greninja from standard format years ago. Volkner gonna grab Enhanced Hammer and a Lightning Energy. Ben already has the Hops Cramorant established. And since Jack is on the 4-prize turn now, we'll be able to use Enhanced Hammer to bring down the HP total of this 230 HP Okie Dokie, thanks to its Adrenopower ability. But Hops Cramorant going to make some quick work of it without that Adrenopower ability activated. There's the enhanced hammer. And it looks like Ben is maybe considering doing it with Fan Rotom. 90 would get there, yeah. So, like, sure, but why not the Hops Cramorant? You only got 2 turns. I guess he's thinking maybe I want Hops Cramorant for next turn. So, sure, right? I'll Fan Rotom. Now, Jack really needs to find a stadium bump this next turn. That's certainly going to be something that he wants to see. But Jack also saving the Clara is turning out to be a really good decision as well, since he'll be able to recover not only the Lunatone, but also this Ogie Dogie. Fury Belt going down on I think I like Fury Belt on Cramorant. I don't know that it really matters. I guess Fury Belt on Fan Rotom makes it so that Solrock can't take a knockout, right? And we'll see. Does Ben play Lost City? Is Lost City in the prize cards? I guess we won't know. It was Hisuian Heavy Ball, not Town Map, that got played, so didn't get to see those. And Fan Rotom will take the knockouts. Pump Fake there. Thinking it was going to be Hops Cram. It was not. And Iono off the top of the deck. Not really going to be what Jack wants to play here. I think Clara is certainly the move. Use Clara, get back your fighting energy, get back the rocks, right? I mean, that's just really good value there. So Sort Border for turn going to be Clara. Then you can bench the Lunatone, use Lunar Cycle. And if you need to, I mean, you could blow up this Fan Rotom with the Hariyama. I mean, you don't love that play, but it's like fine, right? You could use Stone Arms to accelerate an energy. I actually would have preferred to see Jack just promote the Hariyama. I think that to me was a better play because it doesn't require a wasted energy. I think the odds of Jack finding like the Field Blower or, you know, the U-turn board off of the draw of 3 is just not really super likely. So I think I would have preferred to see that play. But Hariyama will take this knockout regardless. -1 energy because of the retreats on board, but like it's fine. Wild Press going to do 210 damage, so plenty of damage to knock out the 70 HP Fan Rotom. But Wild Press will deal 70 damage to itself. And now Jack up 1 prize. And this is kind of where the real nitty-gritty of this game is about to happen. I mean, we're in the kind of mid turns. If Ben can weave in a Hex Maniac with a knockout on a Pokemon that Solrock can't handle, that's a big turn of events, right? Also, getting that Parallel City to stick an extra turn, it's also huge. So, you know, Ben has a lot of things going for him right now. He's certainly in a good spot, and there's the Hex. So if he can do, and he's got Lost City, he was able to find off the prizes too. Not that the Lost City really matters here. I mean, if Hariyama goes down into the Lost Zone, like, okay. I actually don't think that Ben wants to counter the Parallel at this point. So I think the Parallel is doing more damage than anything. But the Hex Maniac with the Cramorant knockout, which is why I said I thought Ben maybe should have put the Fury Belt on the Cramorant instead of the Fan Rotom. I thought that, but I guess like then Jack would have taken the easy knockout on the Fan Rotom with the Solrock. So okay, it made sense for sure. And it looks like Ben just has like, that is not Harlequin in that deck, dude. That is not Harlequin, bro. That is not Harlequin. You've got to be joking me. It's just going to give Jack, like, 5, 6 cards or something. Why is there a Harlequin, dude? Why are you guys joking around? The card's not even good enough to see play in Standard. Oh, my God. What a crazy card. Freaking Harlequin, dude. Ben might have lost a bet. Yeah, Jack's going to just get 5 cards. I'd argue that that's like, if Ben loses this game, it's because he gave Jack 5 fresh cards off of Harlequin. Actually though. Like, look at this. Jack's hand is loaded now. Kevin asking, is that the bet that they made for the 3K prediction? It has to be, right? It has to be that Ben lost a bet on the podcast. It has to be that. Yeah, absolutely insane playing Harlequin in the deck. I mean, yeah, it's a clown supporter, right? You look like a clown playing that card. So it has to be that, right? John was going to get to put a card in Ben's deck for a week. Well, that's it. That has got to be it. It's Harlequin. Now, what's crazy is that card could very well lose Ben this game. Tarragon. Ugh. All right, you need to be able to knock out this Cramorant, right? Have to. Non-negotiable. Need to be able to knock out. But you need to be able to find like an attacker is the problem, right? Because like Solrock's probably not going to be able to do it. So we'll see. He's got Scoop Up Net in hand. That's a good card. He's got Unfair Stamp. Can't use Raihan. He's got U-Turn Board, which doesn't do a lot. Ultra Ball. Okay. Can go get whatever attacker. Now, was Jack able to find a special energy? Because if he found a special energy, then he can go and get Ogie Dogie and do that this turn. And he does. He has Aurora energy in hand. So Jack actually was able to rip the Ogie Dogie off of this. Dude, I'm just saying, like, that Harlequin lost. Harlequin. All because Ben lost a bet on his podcast, bro. All because Ben lost the bet. Dude, John saying you got to play freaking Harlequin in your deck. The Harlequin breathing life into Jack's game. Yeah, and here's the Ogie Dogie. Crazy. Jack has just the cards he needs to put this all together. Stone Arms with the Barbaracle can accelerate the fighting energy to Ogie Dogie. The Aurora energy in hand. I mean, this play could win Jack the game. Certainly. Chan TCG asking, is Abyssai legal in GLC yet? No. I mean, but it's up to each card shop to decide that, right? Like if you're in Japan, Abyssai is legal. Or if you're at a card shop that sells Abyssai and they want to make Abyssai legal, it really is up to each card shop, right? But I would say Abyssai is not legal yet. I mean, personally, it's not legal here at Full Grip yet. And a lot of people model just like kind of what we do here at Full Grip. Usually, the way that we do it here at Full Grip is that sets are legal for play at GLC League after the pre-releases have happened. Because that kind of allows players to... It also incentivizes players to go to pre-releases, right? Like, all of our GLC players always go to the pre-releases because they want to get their GLC cards from the latest set at the pre-release so that they can play them at League, right? So, like, it benefits the shop, it benefits the players. They're more excited about pre-releases. They're more excited to get to play the new format earlier. It benefits the shop because we get to sell more seats to our pre-releases. You see, I mean, it's just... So that's how we do it here at Full Grip. It just makes a lot of sense. But, you know, every shop is different. They're going to do things how they see fit. Yeah, and Ben could have just taken the Hex knockout that turn. I think Ben just wins that game if he goes Hex knockout. I don't know what he was fishing for off the Harlequin. Like, what were we doing? I think he was fishing for content. That's what I think he was doing. I think he was too content pilled, and he needed to be win the game pilled. Because he had Hex. How many weeks are left in the season? Well, it's coming to an end. The season is going to run through the end of July. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 weeks left. In the season. And Tony is 1 badge behind our badge leader, Alex. And now Ben is looking like the steam may have finally run out. Right? I mean, I cannot overstate how powerful of a turn that last one was from Jack with the Tarragon finding the cards he needed to recur that Ogie Dogie. That does not always happen, but that's why you play 4 different Rainbow Energy in the Hirayama Barbaracle deck, because you just need to be able to summon out that Ogie Dogie at a moment's notice. That is the whole point of the deck, is that Ogie Dogie is just coming out of nowhere all the time. There's another reason why I think Ben just had to Hex last turn. So now we see Ben is on the back foot. Going to attempt to just drag up the Barbaracle, which has a retreat cost of 2. Let's see if he can stall it there while using energy assists. Training Court can allow Jack to get an energy back. Also has Arvin. Could get him Floatstone, right? So plenty of options. Lunar Cycle, going to draw 3 first. And Jack should have access to Floatstone off Arvin. Pivot this Barbaracle out of the active spots. Rope could also do it. Yeah, Floatstone, that's a good one. And Nestball, looks like Nestball is going to go grab Terrakion. Like that line there from Jack. Jack just identifying, like, look, I got 2 prizes left. The end is near. All I have to do is establish a backup attacker, and I win this game. And that is exactly what he's going to do. He's going to take the knockout with Ogie Dogie, establish Terrakion, the perfect backup companion. Just good old faithful to rack in, retaliate for 130. We'll be able to clear anything that Ben puts up. Now, Jack was just telling me downstairs that he, if he doesn't win a badge, would like to cast and produce the Gym Leader Challenge Invitational. The Invitational is a yearly tradition now where all the badge winners get to play a deck that they want a badge with in a year-end Invitational. Jack has yet to win a badge this year. He was having trouble finding a deck that he clicked with, as well as the colorless deck from last year. But I think that he has really found a comfort deck with this Hariyama Barbaracle deck. He pilots it very well. He seems to be really, knowing his lines and playing it with precision. So I've definitely enjoyed watching Jack navigate this matchup here. He knows what he's doing with the fighting deck, and I'm just happy to see Jack, kind of popping off with the deck that he seems to be clicking with again. But again, if Jack wins a badge, well then, you'll not be able to produce the Invitational, Jack, because you'll be participating. So that's what I told him. He's like, I'm 2-0, but, if I don't win a badge, I'll produce it. I'm like, you're going to win a badge tonight, Jack. You got it tonight, my friend. Now with one prize remaining against Mr. Ben Morse, it's looking like that is going to come true. And it's all because Ben played Harlequin on the turn he should have used Hex Maniac. And it's all because John Patterson made Ben include that Harlequin in his deck as Ben lost a bet. Lost a bet. I mean, honestly, that's so beast. That's what I love about our Gym Leader Challenge League. You lose a bet, you get to watch it play out on stream. Love it. So sick. Again, shout out to the Gym Leader Chat Lounge podcast. Those guys produce a great show. It's a lot of fun. Over on the Morse Makes YouTube channel. And congratulations to Mr. Jack Martin, winning round number 3, advancing to 3-0 here at GLC League Nights. Andrew G asking on YouTube, is there a reason Scarlet and Violet and Mega era Pokemon seem so dominant and popular in the fighting archetype for GLC? Yeah, it's called power creep. Yep. So we joke about it in Gym Leader Challenge. The silver border cards, the more silver border cards your deck has, the better it's going to be. That's because Pokemon has been printing higher power level cards, in recent years. Now, what's funny is that like 2 or 3 years ago, fighting was a pretty bad type in Gym Leader Challenge format, but had a huge glow up with the release of Okidogi and then Solrock and Lunatone in the Mega Evolution expansion, and they just kind of like keep getting new buffs in the fighting pool, and the fighting deck is kind of like taking shape around those powerful new cards that have been released for the fighting deck. The thing about fighting in particular, when it comes to like a type, is that fighting decks aren't normally known for their powerful, game-altering abilities. They're known for just being beat sticks, right? That just, kind of do damage and go burr, right? Like, that's a fighting deck for you. So, the last time, all those fighting cards that used to be kind of popular in Gym Leader Challenge were calibrated for, the Sun and Moon era, right? And Pokemon just had much less HP and were less powerful in the Sun and Moon era. So all of the fighting cards that were calibrated for the black and white to Sun and Moon era, none of those cards hold up with the power level of modern cards. So you kind of had to like wait for Pokemon to recalibrate the strength of the fighting cards, and they did. They finally did. They recalibrated the strength of like all the fighting cards for like the modern era, and that's what you're seeing, right? But they didn't do it until like recently. They kind of were just like letting fighting be bad for a very long time, and then they brought it back, right? So that's kind of the explanation of it, if you will. 3 out of 5 rounds down. I'm opening more packs on Pokemon TCG Pocket. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. While we wait for the next round. Again, I am going to be doing a watch party for NAIC tomorrow. So definitely make sure to tune in for that. Going to be a ton of fun. We're going to be watching here, posted up all day, having a good time. I've been rebuilding my Pocket collection. Hopefully Fire will get some love soon. Hopefully it will. That's the hope. But it seems like, you know, everything eventually gets love, right? Celestial Guardians. Let's open that. Eevee Grove. Wait, no. Not Eevee Grove. I want Celestial Guardians. Shout outs to the Pokemon Company International for sending me some gold to help me build my collection back up. Appreciate that. You know, big shouts to the Pokemon Company International. Hashtag gifted. Hashtag free product. Well, let's go. Yeah, I haven't played Pocket in like a year. But the other day, Serena. The other day when Pokemon TCG Live was like, was down, it like occurred. Whoa, Full Art Lily. Holy crap, that's cool. An immersive Lily? Yo, dude, I've opened 3 immersives. That's been crazy. Dang, this is cool. But the other day when Pokemon TCG Live was like, you couldn't log in for like 3 or 4 hours, and I was like streaming, I felt like an idiot. I was like, dude, I just, you know, like I'm live. I'm here to like play the game, and I can't even play the game. I just felt like, dude, like I'm here. I'm at the studio. I'm like not at my house, right? Like I don't just stream from my house. Like if I'm at my house and I can't stream anymore, it's like, okay, fine. I'll just turn it off and I'll go like, I don't know, cook myself lunch or something. But I'm like at the studio. And if I'm like live and the game isn't working, it just feels silly, right? So having a backup game to play that is also like kind of fun, it just makes content creation so much easier to have like more Pokemon related stuff to do, right? So that's kind of where I'm at with it. So let's do the Pocket thing. I'm back, dude. Pocket seems fun. I mean like what the heck, dude? There's another one. You want to see me do it again? Yo, thank you, Meta Knight Man, for the sub, the 28 months. Appreciate it. Thank you. Let's freaking go. Let's go. Yo, there's Kiawe. Oh, look at all these guys. Professor Kukui. Wow. Gladian. It's like all the dudes from Sun and Moon. It's like, hey, friends, what's up? That's pretty cool. All right, I'll take 2 of them. Streamer luck. I've already opened 2 Mega Altaria immersives too on stream, like just tonight. Kind of crazy. I have this theory that like the longer you're off the game, the more likely you are to open broken cards. Berserk. Wow, that's just like the Gym Leader Challenge one. If any of your bench Pokemon have damage counters on them, 50 more damage. Okay. Holy smokes, look at that thing. That's cool. Wow. All right, you want to see You want to see Natalie do a trick? Volt switch. Wow, that's cool. All right, Natalie, you got to tell me. I'm going to pull up a card, and you tell me what set it's from. The original artwork. My wife, Natakazam, over on Twitch. I got to find a card whose artwork I know has been like reused. All right, here we go. Bruxish. What artwork is this Bruxish from? Sun and Moon base set. Crazy. All right, that was an easy one. Sun and Moon Burning Shadows. Okay, she got Sun and Moon Burning Shadows. All right. All right, what about this Trubbish? That's a reused artwork, right? I feel like it is. Dragons Exalted. That's my goat right there. How does she know that, dude? How did you know that? She literally Dragons Exalted. It's not even purple, dude. It's not even, it's literally Dragons Exalted. There you go, right there. How did she know that? How did she know that? Okay. All right. Wait, there's no way you know this one. There's no way you know Mudbray, dude. There's no way you know the Mudbray. There's no way. Absolutely not. Burning Shadows also. God, that's my goat right there. That's my freaking wife, guys. That's my wife. That's the love of my life right there. That's my freaking goat. How did she know the Mudbray? How did she know? Dude, such a cool party trick. She knows every single one. It's like she works with the cards all day. There's a difference between working with the cards all day and knowing like what set every single art works for. Like my memory doesn't work like that. My memory just, it does not work like that at all. All right, let's open this one. No, I need more gold. I'm running out of gold. All right, that looks like a new artwork. I don't recognize him. All right, where's this Alola Marowak from, Natalie? I think this one's reused. It looks familiar. Team Up. Goat. Decidueye. Ooh. Okay, no, actually, there is no. Oh, it is. Yeah, it's just not fire type. It's psychic type. God. That's why she's the GOAT. The GOAT. It wasn't even the same color and she got it, dude. It wasn't even the same color. Absolutely insane. Skinny Legends Awakened. Wait, this Skitty is from Legend of... See, she's just calling them out. Like, Skitty, Legends Awakened. Like, bro, what? I didn't even recognize that artwork. You've got to be kidding me, bro. You've got to be kidding me. You've got it. The skinny from Legends Awakened is crazy. That one's easy. Literally said nobody ever. I didn't even know that artwork existed. I did not, I could not have told you. I would not have told you that artwork existed somewhere in the Pokemon TCG. I would no, that's an original artwork for sure. Legends Awakened skinny, bro? Ain't no way. Crazy. Anyways, give it up for Natalie. Amazing. I'm just saying. Absolutely. That's impressive. Absolutely impressive. It's booster pack opening time. Holy crap, we've got the next round up. All right. We'll get into it. Quickly. Lycanroc. All right, we're out of here. Next round. Let's go. Shabam. No. Wait, what did I do? No, it looks, that's right. I just need to put the tabletop up. Okay. We've got it here. Fighting versus Psychic. We got Jack Hooper. And Jesse Lynch. Both these players are 2-1. This is round number 4. And there's, time on the clock. Okay, bang, let's go. Round number 4. We've got Jesse Lynch on the right versus Jack Hooper on the left. Fighting versus Psychic. Classic matchup. Classic GLC matchup right now, folks. Classic. Two of the best types in the format duking it out. Jesse got about as strong of a turn 1 going first as you could possibly want. Ogie dogie, Rainbow Energy. That's a board state right there. Like turn 1, I've got a 200 hit point Pokemon doing 170 damage. On turn 2. Pretty intimidating. Now, fortunately for Jack, that Pokemon is weak to Psychic. So, if Jack can just get anything going, you could take that KO. And this is something I've actually enjoyed. I've enjoyed it quite a bit, the Psychic versus Fighting kind of. I enjoy playing Psychic versus Fighting in GLC right now. I enjoy playing Psychic Mirrors. I enjoy playing Fighting Mirrors. The decks at the top all feel very fun to play against each other. And honestly, the colorless decks that the Gym Leader Chat Lounge podcast guys have been cooking up and playing, those decks feel very competitive. I mean, Tony won with it the other week and beat me playing my fighting deck. That was a very good game. Came down to 1-to-1 prizes. I mean, as close as it gets. The metal deck feels very fun and good. The grass deck that those guys are cooking up right now is also really cool. Now, Jesse did not have much off of that Marnie, but is going to get 5 new cards thanks to Iono. Didn't have much, but did have Fighting Energy Knockout. Yeah, I think the purple mirrors are really fun, especially with the Iron Boulder mini games. Trying to match hand sizes. But dang, Hoop just kind of spinning his wheels. Marnie into Iono, nothing into nothing. Not able to get any evolutions going. Not able to start churning through the deck. Not even getting an energy drop onto Iron Boulder this turn. And this is exactly the kind of games that Fighting can just run away with. against the Psychic deck. I mean, these are the ones that you pray for when you're playing Fighting. I would say that the Fighting versus Psychic, it's like slightly Psychic favored, I would say. But you still win a lot. Even if it's 60-40, I mean, 40% of the games you are winning, right? Like, even if it is a true 60-40 matchup, it might be more like 55-45. Like, it's hard to say. I think 60-40 feels fair for the matchup, but that's still 4 out of 10 games. Like, you are just giving them the business. And this is usually what the business looks like. And then you've got, like, some games that are really close. My games versus Buddy in the Arkansas video that I did in the finals, like, those were 2 really good games of Fighting versus Psychic. I've got good news for you, Andrew G. Garchomp is very good in Gym Leader Challenge. A lot of great Dragon decks. Dragon is Dragon's a very good type in Gym Leader Challenge. A lot of our locals here have been working on like a Jet Cruise version of the deck, which plays Dragonites and Garchomp. But really, Garchomp is just that guy. You could put Garchomp in any build of Dragon. It's just extremely good. Goes invincible when you evolve it. Evolves from Gabite. Gabite has the Dragon Call ability. Exactly. You get Tatsugiri involved. Yup. You've got the Gabite. Like, literally, I know since we talked, you were playing the Cynthia's Garchomp at Indianapolis, and you were a big fan of that deck. It's funny how similar it is, especially with the Champion's Call, and then you got the Gabite from Dragon's Exalted with the Dragon Call. Very similar kind of thing. And you could play Dracloak with it. You could Dragon Claw, get to Dracloak, and then start drawing through your deck. It's a cool little engine, right? There's just a lot you could do, and a lot of very powerful basic Dragon Pokemon too, that you can build around. Yeah, really cool deck. All right, there's big basic Dragon decks. There's evolving Dragon decks. A bunch of different kinds of ways to play the Dragon card pool. And obviously having access to double Dragon energy is also just a huge buff. All right, 2 prizes in for Jesse, and Jack is finally able to get things going. As he's got Xatu and Malamar set up, but still... Did you pass with Beach active, bro? Jack, did you pass? Tell me you didn't pass with Beach down, bro. You have Beach in play. Surely you didn't just pass, Jack. Surely you didn't just pass. Jack, why would you pass? You have Beach. Do that. You should Beach to 7 and draw more cards. You forgot to Beach, Jack. Don't worry, I didn't forget. You could tell. All right, I decided to break the wall there and mic down to him that he forgot to Beach, because I could tell that he realized it. He's like, that's what he did. I could read his lips. He said, I forgot to Beach, and was pointing to it. Like, yes, you did, sir. Yes, you did. It is his own beach, too. Yes. Yeah, you'll get him next time. Jack's thinking to himself, like, man, would have loved to have 7 new cards. Man. Yeah, with Jesse just having 3 prizes left, it's looking like it is his game to lose. Now, Jesse, notably, has also got the Tyrantrum in his deck. We got Flambeau over on YouTube saying, if it was a real Tropical Beach, the World Championship promo and not the World Championship deck reprints, then you would never forget to use it because you would never forget how much money you spent on it. True. Jack used Raihan this turn, get an energy attached to the Mew. Murford said, just got my World Championship beach today. Couldn't justify a real one just yet. I feel it. I don't own a real one. I have a real one that I've been borrowing from a friend for years. And I do have a real French one. I do not own a real English one. I own a real French beach, which does have the same back as an English beach. So they might not get mad about it at TPCI side events. But then I've got a bunch of World Championship ones. So I've got one real one that I've been borrowing from a friend for years, and then I've got a French one. The cool thing about the World Championship one is that it blends in with the modern cards because it's got a silver border. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I remember I bought the French beach at Dallas Regionals like 2019 or something for like $35. That was my... Yep. I don't know why I bought it. It's like I do know why. It's because my friend Sean was like, bro, my friend over here has got a French tropical beach for sale. You should buy it. And I was like, no, it wasn't in 2019. It was in like 2022 or something. It was for a cube. That's right. I bought it for a cube. That's right. It must have been 2021 or 2022 or something. Yeah. Yep. No, for sure. But it was like $35. And he was like, yeah, my friend's got this French beach. Was it Dallas right before COVID? Yeah, that sounds right. It was probably that. All right, Monkey Dory time. Mind Bend. The Orb of Confusion. Yes. Nothing like a little mind bend. Yes, my dream is that one day the Pokemon Company will reprint Tropical Beach. Or reprint a card with the same effect. All right, I love this play. Discard the fossil. Beast mode. And then the Prism energy putting in work. Okay, there we go. You know, I know Venom, beach collector, in the Twitch chat, he says he just scooped up an Italian 2012 beach for $86. There you go. That was a cool play from Jesse. Jesse looking like he might be able to go all 6 prizes with the Ogie Dogie. But, I mean, Jesse's board is not good is the thing. Like, Jesse might be winning this game 2-6, but Jesse's board is terrible. Like, there's not anything going on. It's just a Bidackle and a Soul Rock Lunatone. So, I mean, if the Ogie Dogie goes down, which it could go down. I mean, just a Hex Maniac would put this thing away at this point. Yeah, Hex Maniac would do it. Anything to turn off the Adrena Power ability. All right, but now that my 30th anniversary Tropical Beach reprint dreams are dead. All right, now the dream is that they just print Tropical Beach into standard. So really, you think about it, the cope never ends. They'll just reprint Beach into standard, guys. Trust. Yeah, they'll reprint it into standard. Surely they will. Surely. Yeah, they'll do it. Even if they give it a different name, fine. Call it Tropical Island or something, whatever. I know, winds and waves, it's pretty tropical. That's what I'm saying, winds and waves. Pretty tropical setting for a video game. Jubilife City was embarrassing, really. If Jubilife City was 6, it wouldn't be bad. It looks like the Xatu actually getting in there and attacking with the 3 psychic energy. Did you know Xatu actually does 80 damage? I knew that because I've played enough of the Metal Arch Nemesis deck to know that Xatu does 80 damage, because when you're playing Arch Nemesis, sometimes they have to super Psybolt you. Now it's time to see if Jesse actually has anything in his hand. Jack has taken his first prize of the game, finally, with none other than Xatu, not the Pokemon you usually see attacking. But getting in there regardless, taking the KO. It does look like Jesse actually has a pretty decent enough hand. But the board presence is not there at the moment. And it's going to Karina. Why did Lunatone get the push? Maybe Jesse has like a U-turn board in hand. So is pushing the Lunatone just because he knows that the U-turn board will go there. Gives him an option to pivot into something else. And it's going to be Night Stretcher with the Barbaracle off the Karina. And then Barbaracle can evolve into play. Barbaracle online. You can use the Stone Arms ability to accelerate extra energy from your hands to the board. Oh, U-turn board was on the Dogi. That's right. So the U-turn board is in hand now. Right. That is true. Barbaracle. U-turn board. And Night Stretcher. Gonna grab the fighting energy. If Jesse's got Premium Power Pro, take the knockout. Ooh, hitting for 70. Not great. But I guess, like, what is Jack going to do about it? Is, like, kind of the big question, right? Like, 80 damage isn't knocking out a Soul Rock either. So, Jesse doesn't really need to worry about that. There's no attacker on Jack's board right now that handles the Soul Rock. All right, here comes Boulder. Now, Boulder can do some heavy lifting. But Jack's hand is quite large. So we'd have to pare it down to hand match. I got Psychic Recharge off the Malamar. Can charge an energy into play. You've got Curlia. Refinement can do some things. But yeah, you see Jack kind of trying to figure out where to go. I mean, it's like, doesn't seem to be confident with where the line is right now. Though I'd say, like, really, Jack could win this game. I mean, Jack could absolutely win this game. He just needs to piece some plays together. He needs to get the Gallade online. You know, you find Hexmaniac, reuse Hexmaniac. My name is John asking on YouTube, do I think that Bastiodon will fit into Arch Nemesis? I mean, how gnarly does that sound, right? Bastiodon and Archaludon set up at the same time. I mean, the issue is that too much to set up, right? I think Bastiodon's a cool guy, though. I'm not counting it out. There's two powerful Bastiodons. Two of them. Five cards in hand. Like, can Jack actually do this? Like, I think you Guzma and Hala at a certain point, right? You could Lilies, hope to find one burnable card. What is going on here? Guzma, okay. And we'll retreat. Okay, it's Guzma. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you need to play one more card. Field Blower could do it. All right, you're going to Field Blower your own beach. Okay, we got there. Guzma, 5 to 5. Iron Boulder with the knockout. Adjusted Horn, bang. Okay. Now again, Jesse only has 2 prizes left to take. So, there's just really not a lot left to do. If he could just find a way back into this match. Again, I mean, he took his first 4 prizes with Ogie Dogie. Lunar Cycle after the Clara. We'll get 3 more cards to hand. Parallel City is a good play right now. We got another fossil down from Jesse. All right, Dino Dreams are still alive. Yeah, Jesse would love to beach right now. Energy to the fossil. Holy cow. And just going to be a punch with Soul Rock. And Jack actually top decks his own Parallel City, which he can't put into play now since Jesse already has Parallel City in play. We got ourselves an interesting game now. I'm not going to lie. For the first, 20 minutes, it was kind of a one-man show. But Jack has the potential to turn this around. He's got the better board state, 2 energy accelerators in play, and then, of course, you've always got the not-too blindside angle, which, if you are not aware, involves this little bird right here. Natu has the Alpha Plus. Is it Delta Plus? Delta Plus. Natu has the Delta Plus trait, which says that if it takes a knockout with damage from an attack, it takes an additional prize card. Now, its attack Psywave is terrible. It's pretty bad. It, for 2 energy, does 10 damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So, at most, it's doing 20, maybe 30. But if you put the TM Blindside on it, Blindside does 100 damage to a Pokemon that has a damage counter on it. So that could easily knock things out. And it does, allowing Natu to take 2 prizes. All right, Hex Maniac. And then with the hand match, Boulder is going to go for another knockout. And all of a sudden, this game is getting very close. Stexon over on Twitch asking, question for all the fighting heads, why isn't Gutsy Pickaxe a staple fighting card? It's because it is not a reliable way to accelerate energy into play. It's an item card, allows you to draw a card from your deck. If that card you draw is a fighting energy, you can attach it to one of your Pokemon. So basically, it just turns your deck into a 59 card deck. And in Gym Leader Challenge, the issue is usually that there are too many powerful cards that you want to put into your deck. Too many good cards. So really, space is usually very much an issue for Gym Leader Challenge players, as they're trying to find space for all the good cards they want to play. Whereas a Gutsy Pickaxe, it just doesn't really offer enough. It's inconsistent energy acceleration. It's minimal card draw. It's not actually doing anything of high value. All right. Jesse's got Rare Candy Tyrantrum. Oh my God. And here it is. And even, Hex Maniac was played. It doesn't matter because the Tyrantrum will wreak havoc for the knockout, doing 180 damage, minus 30 for resistance. Doesn't matter. Still a KO. And 3 heads flipped so far. We'll get to discard the top 3 cards of Jack's deck, including that TM Blindside. And even though Hex Maniac turned off Jesse's abilities last turn, now Jesse's abilities are back activated, which means Tyrantrum's tyrannically gutsy ability is going to give that Tyrantrum plus 150 hit points. So this Tyrantrum has 330 HP. And that is exactly the juice that Jesse needed to clinch this game. After that Ogie Dogie went down, Jesse didn't really have too much going on. But Tyrantrum, Rare Candy into Tyrantrum. You could tell that Jesse had that play queued up in his hand because he attached to the Fossil the turn previous. You don't attach to the Fossil when you've got an Ogie Dogie right there, unless you got the Rare Candy Tyrantrum in hand. And there we go. Wow. Jesse turning this one around just in time. Going from a 0 to 100 board state. Just like that. And now with Jack's Hex Maniac already played, it doesn't even matter because even if you use Hex Maniac, Tyrantrum still has 180 hit points. And there's not really anything in this Psychic deck that just does 180 easily, right? Gallade does 160. It's 20 damage short. You'd have to have the Muscle Band in combination with the Hex Maniac. We know the Hex Maniac was just played, so it's just not happening. And with Jesse only needing one prize, I suppose, Gallade's got 160 hit points, right? And resists fighting by 30. So it's not actually game on board. If Jack is able to attack with Gallade this turn, then Jesse doesn't have win on board, I guess. That's like the one kind of sliver that maybe Jack can operate with. Or confuse it, you know. or mind bend. Mind bend and pray. I don't hate that. You know, that makes sense. If you could combo mind bend with like a hand disruptor, that would have been ideal. And here comes Monkey Dory yet again with the Mind Bend angle. Will that disruption be enough? Mind Bend. Can Jesse do it? There we go. GG's. Jesse Lynn's going to be your round 4 winner. We've got one more round remaining here tonight. GG's to both players. And Jesse getting the dub with Tyrantrum. You love to see it, honestly. You do. Awesome game there from those two players. Jesse Lynch showing off Tyrantrum, all of its strength. I got a question there in the YouTube chat. What is the best version of Dragon to play right now in Gym Leader Challenge? Good question. Good question. There's a lot of great Gym Leader Challenge decks out there. Morse Makes is a great resource to follow along with what's been doing well at our Gym Leader Challenge League here in Akron, Ohio. Definitely make sure to check this out if you have not already. morsemakes.com. We've got a lot of different Dragon variants that have done well. Lee Hoffman obviously is going to be on the big basic Turbo Blaze Dragon variants. You can see the kind of list that Lee and the Turbo Blazers like to play here. They surely have updated it, but that's kind of going to be the general idea. But we also see that Dylan Ryan has been brewing with his own version of Dragon. The Jet Cruise version plays Garchomp and Dragonite. I think that Garchomp is really good. I like having the board stability of, Pokemon like Dracloak and Gabite. Dragonite is also pretty neat. So I think there's a lot to love about an evolving list like this as well. I think if I were to build my own Dragon deck, I haven't really like gotten under the hood and started brewing with Dragon lately. But I think I would be inclined to play Garchomp. I just love that card and think it's really good. I think it gives you a lot of, I think it gives you a lot of lines that you wouldn't otherwise have. So I like the Garchomp a lot. I think that I would be trying to fit that into my deck if I were building Dragon personally. And that version of Dragon, I mean, the Jet Cruise version has won like 4 badges at our GLC league. So like, there's no denying its success. I mean, like, there's been many that have won with it. Looks like Sean also played a Turbo Blaze variant. Sean Rares. Yeah, but we've got 3 badges have been won at our league with the Jet Cruise variant as well. So definitely a lot of great ways to play the Dragon deck. Fighting, it's another deck. People have played it, with the spread package, kind of your RDT. People have played it with the kind of the Hariyama variant as well. I personally am a big fan of the Hariyama Barbaracle variants. Water, been doing well. Hydro Pump, dude. Freaking Hydro Pump. Love Hydro Pump. Deck is cracked. All right, we got one more round to go here at GLC League Night. Let's go. We're back. TCG Pocket. All right, you send me something? Let's check it out. The trade. Nice. I'm almost to a Mega Altaria deck, which I'm very excited about here on TCG Pockets. Nice. Thank you, Logan. Sweet. Let's play a game. Anybody going to NAIC? I assume that if you're going to NAIC, you're probably not watching the stream because you're probably in New Orleans right now. You're probably in New Orleans. And if I were in New Orleans right now, I would be on Bourbon Street. That or actually, I'd probably be eating dinner and getting ready for bed because I'd want to perform well tomorrow. That's probably what I would be doing. I'd have to imagine. We're going to be watch partying in AIC here tomorrow, though. I'm excited about that. I've never restreamed a tournament before, so give it a try. See how that is. I'm excited to see kind of like what the pocket meta is like these days. Chen Pao, Frigibax, yeah, let's go. It's lit. Chen Pao, Frigibax. Let's begin. There's a whole Suicune over there. All right, cool. I think we're playing a mirror match. All right, I'm up first. I can just play Professor's Research, draw some cards, looking for rare candy. All right, we got Suicune. I can just retreat into Suicune to get an additional card draw. That seems pretty good. Suicune's got this ability, Legendary Pulse, right? Which allows you to draw an extra card, right? At the end of your turn, right? Is this Pokemon's in the act? Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're just going to do that. End turn. Legendary Pulse. Draws me the card. Bang. Yeah, dude. Chien-Pao Baxcalibur is actually back. Yes, it is. All I need to do is top deck Rare Candy. And I'm using Crystal Waltz next turn for a bunch of damage. $20 damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. I did not top deck Rare Candy. Dang it. Alright, Pokeball. Friggy. Pokeball. Suicune EX. Attach. End turn. Just returned from GLC locals. Fire swept and no fighting in the room. Lightning remains. What? Really? That's so sick. Fire swept your GLC locals? That's beast. That rules. You love to see it. Alright, 20 damage for each bench Pokemon. Wait, why is this card so good? I guess it draws. It like does some damage. It's pretty good, I guess. Well, there's my Rare Candy. Okay, cool. Damn, that's crazy. Pokemon Center Lady only heals 30. Alright, we'll do that. Okay, we're gonna put energy here. Ice Maker to the active. Watch out. Alright. So I'm doing Crystal Waltz for 2, 4, 6, 8. 100. I mean, 100 is this is pretty good damage, right? Should have just put this thing down. Should I put my other Suicune down to do 100, or is 80 okay? If I do 80 and then you heal it with Pokemon Center Lady. I'm not going to lie. I expected Pokemon Center Lady to heal 60. That's crazy. I think this is okay. Oh, Crystal Waltz for 100. I don't want to get mathed out by a... I don't want to get mathed out by a Pokemon Center Lady, I guess. Oh, Pokemon Center Lady is to cure sleep. Got it. It's meta. That's cool. Because of the sleep shenanigan Mega Altaria decks. That's pretty sweet. Things are actually getting kind of interesting in Pocket with the stadiums and the tool cards. Yo, they got Arven? That's crazy. Yeah, it's actually getting kind of interesting. Milav on YouTube says, where can I read GLC set reviews for the newer releases? GLC TV does some great content. I should not have promoted that. Or I should not have benched that, right? I wonder if that actually made a difference. I'm not sure. Maybe it did. I don't think I should have put that Friggy down. I'm feeling bodied. Ooh, copycats. I'll take the knockout. They'll be able to Chen Pao anything. If I don't draw into the cards to protect my Frigibacks, they just win. So we have to draw into the card to protect my Frigibacks, or else I'm bodied. So we might as well just put everything down and say I need to copycat into Rare Candy Backs Caliber. Still don't think it's possible to win. Hey, I got it. Okay. So then I guess it doesn't matter because you just like fire off a couple of yeah, Pocket does feel pretty good now. I'm not gonna lie. There's like stuff to think about for sure. I'm taking way too much time. Yep. All right, I'll concede this. I'm used to playing with the timer too much, dude. Like on TCG Live, like I'll I'll go all the way to the end of the timer right on TCG Live and like not worry about it there though. I was getting way too close. I wasn't expecting it to like time out on me like that. I was like, so long as I keep, pushing game actions, I'll be all right? No, actually. You got to go. It's total turn timer. I see that now, not per action. I was expecting it to like reset when I did an action and it didn't. There is a 5th round tonight, yes. There is. Yes, I was expecting my timer to reset there. That's cool though. Pocket seems kind of fun. Yeah, I really wanted a Frigi there, but what can you do? Yeah, I'm literally playing Chen Pao. I know. Chen Pao Backs Caliber. It's crazy. This was a standard deck, and now it's a pocket deck. Oak. Give me the fridge. There he is. Frigibacks. All right, you've got 140 hit points. Seems fine. Do that. Do that. Yeah, I mean, just the consistency of the legendary pulse ability just seems very good, right? You're just kind of seeing more cards. Makes things consistent. Is this a pocket ad? No, I'm playing, waiting for the next round of the tournament to show up. However, the gold was gifted by Pokemon. Hashtag gifted, hashtag ad, hashtag gifted, hashtag ad. There you go. All right, so I get to pick Kupu. All right, that's fine. So we can. Oh yeah, I can hear you. You guys ready to go?
Hey Tony, should I scoop? Give him the badge?
Oh, you wanna just scoop to Tony, give him the badge? Well, he got down paired to you, bro.
What do you say?
Well, I gotta. we got a conversation to have. All right, I'm gonna quit this game of pocket for sure. All right. Well, what do you think? I'm just a bystander. I can't influence any of that. That's up to y'all. All right, guys. Here is the dilemma. Alex Carpenter is your badge leader. He's right there in the middle. Ben Morse cannot win tonight. Ben Morse does not want to see Alex Carpenter win another league night. Tony got the down pair into Ben. So will Tony...
We're playing.
There you go. Good stuff. All right, they're going to play. They're going to play. Let's freaking go, dude. I understand, though. Ben doesn't want Alex to win. If Tony wins tonight, he's tied with Alex on the badge race. I know. Crazy. I'm just saying, if I wasn't streaming tonight, I think that concession would have happened so fast. I think they're only playing probably because of the stream. If I had to guess, I don't think Ben would have even thought about it. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, get Tony to." Well, they do the podcast together. They're friends, you know. I mean, we're all friends here. They're all friends, but I don't think anybody wants Alex to win a third straight year, right? All right, and here we go. Our fifth and final round of the Gym Leader Challenge League nights. We've got Tony Saya on the left, Ben Morse on the right. Ben Morse with a record of 3-1. Tony with a record of 4-0. So Tony is now just one win away from clinching his 6th badge here at Full Grip Games for the 2026 season. Badge number 6, folks. Badge number 6 would get him all tied up with Mr. Alex Carpenter, who is watching, actually, right there. As you can see, Alex Carpenter, there he is, has a lot riding on this because he is the badge leader. He's the badge leader. He is 2-time Gym Leader Challenge badge winner. He could be the only player ever in Full Grip Games history to have a three-peat on the badge lead, which would just be insane. So you can imagine many of our locals do not want to see Alex Carpenter win 3 years in a row, because what does that say about the rest of our locals? That they just get bullied around by him. So Ben Morse, with a record of 3-1, very much considered just scooping to Tony, because if Tony wins, he will be tied in the badge race with Alex Carpenter. And there are only a handful of weeks left in the 2026 season. So you can see how this was quite a predicament for all involved. These players decided to play, and big props to them for that. But I also would have totally understood if Ben just wanted to scoop to Tony and say, hey, whatever. go get the badge win this year. That'd be pretty hype. Now Tony has really popped off this year in the badge race. He kind of went from 3 to 5 pretty quickly. A couple weeks ago, he won on a week that I was playing too. He won and he beat me in one of his rounds with colorless, and I was playing fighting. It was a very close game, but he lost zoned one of my rocks on turn 2, and then that was kind of the game from there. It went to 1-to-1 prizes, very close, but being able to overcome, the fighting deck, which has weakness on its side, with those key plays, lost zoning the rocks, getting the engine out of there. Yeah, I got to give it to these guys. They've been putting in the work. They're brewing up this new grass deck. It's really cool. I don't know. Ben's taking like 5 minutes on this Ultra Ball, man. I don't know, bro. Ultra Ball for Snorlax. We'll see what Tony's got going on. I'm really excited about this new grass build. This is awesome. With the chestnut, Lightning energy to Snorlax and Squove it down and pass. Let's see what Tony's got prepped for us on turn 2. Floater and Evolution Incense. You imagine it's going to be Evolution Incense for Grottle, Sun-Drenched Shell. And we're going to see a Roserade, La Parfum. Going to go get Lily's Determination, and we're going to 8, baby. Just that easy. Let's go. Beautiful. And that is the power of the grass deck, being able to string those key pieces along. Grottle, Sun-Drenched Shell. Search your deck for any grass Pokemon you want. La Parfum. When you evolve it, you get to search your deck for whatever card you want. Go to 8 with Lily's Determination. It's exactly what you want to do. You got things to set up. Want to set up that Cherim. Cherim has got the Spring Bloom ability, which allows you to put as many grass energy from your hand to your Pokemon as you like during your turn. Obviously very good. Nest Ball going to go get Tropius. Is there anything else going on this turn? Chespin down. Now, it's possible that even if Ben wins, Tony might still win, right? Because if Ben wins, then it's just going to be a bunch of 4-1s at the top, right? Probably a few 4-1s, and it'll come down to resistance. And it might just be that Tony has the best resistance. Being the 4-0 player, a lot of times that's the case. So, could just be that Tony's got the badge regardless. Now, for those of you watching throughout the night, Ben lost a bet. He lost a bet on the Gym Leader Chat Lounge podcast. They were making predictions, I think, about the results from the last 3K. Ben had the worst predictions, and the wager was that the person with the best predictions got to choose a random card to put into a random card that could be, construed as useful into, not an unplayable card, had to be playable, into the opponent's deck. And John, I think, chose Harlequin to go into Ben's deck. Ben actually ended up playing that Harlequin on stream in an earlier round against Jack. And arguably it lost him the game. So, pretty funny. Now, Ben did not have to play the Harlequin on the turn that he played it. Could have just gone Hex Maniac, but played the Harlequin, flipped tails. Jack got a hand of 5, and then proceeded to make a game-winning play from there. Colress's Tenacity as the supportive return. Going to go get Parallel City. And Therapeutic Energy. Looks like it's just going to be another attached to Snorlax. I don't think Ben plans on attacking this turn. I think he's just taking things nice and slow. Parallel City certainly going to be putting a damper on Tony's board, forcing him to discard 2 Pokemon. You don't love to do that, but it's all good. Sun-Drenched Shell still here. We'll see if Tony's able to get the Beautifly going eventually. He does find Silicoon. Beautifly has the Stoked Straw ability, which allows you to fill your hand to 6. Ooh, the Growing Grass Energy, also a nice buff for this deck. Gives the Torterra an additional 20 hit points. Putting it up over that 200 hit point threshold. Pretty gnarly. Town map. What do we got? Looks like just Badoo, Marnie. Now, as we saw earlier on stream, Tony has lots of ways to interact with the prize cards. There are many key pieces you don't want to not have access to. Uh-oh, Lost City. It's about to get ugly. And Guzma. Oh, it's over, dude. Lost Vacuum, the U-turn board. Yup, it's over. Things are getting ugly. Guzma on the Torterra. Yup, and things are about to get out of hand. Snorlax coming into the active spot. Too slow of a start for Tony. And all Ben needs is that third energy. Thumping Snore going to be serving up 190 damage thanks to the Fighting Fury belt attached. That Snorlax has 190 hit points of its own. Now, Tony could have protected against that. I don't think he has a very good hand. So he was going for the Beautifly so he could start drawing cards. But if he had gone and gotten the Torterra last turn off Sun-Drenched Shell, then he could have evolved up into Torterra, right? And Torterra would have had 210 hit points. And Torterra would not have been able to have been knocked out. And it's looking like now this entire game is unraveling for Tony, as he just doesn't have, he went, had a powerful turn 2, used Lilies for 8, but didn't find any live cards off of that. You see, he did prize like Versus Seeker, Dawn, Marnie. I mean, just some good cards in the prizes there. The kind of stuff you'd love to have in hand right now, just doesn't have access to. Dawn would be great. Thank you so much, Jorker, for the Prime sub. The 25 months. Appreciate it. And Tony's just sitting there waffling with 2 cards in hand. Not looking great. If Ben sends the Harlequin. There's the Harlequin again. If Ben sends the Cherubi to the Lost Zone. Could get bad. Hilda, supporter for turn. Gonna go get Jet Energy. Oh, yeah. And Ben is just absolutely having his way with Tony's board now. Showing off the power of this colorless deck. Hops Dub Wool. Can bring up whatever Pokemon you want. You don't even need it right now, though. Oh, not to mention there's no Wooloo in play, so I mean, I guess that puts a damper on it. But either way, Jet Energy off the Hilda for Fan Rotom, so Fan Rotom can take this knockout on the Cherubi. That Cherubi taking a one-way trip to the Lost Zone. There it is, to the Lost Zone. And this is looking like it's going to be a scoop soon. I mean, really, there's nothing here. Wo Chien could actually attack with the Entangling Whip. Discards the top 3 cards of his own deck. Tony can take a prize card, going to select Ultra Ball, which he can use to go get Beautifly and just draw 6 new cards. But still the problem of, oh my gosh, and Ben's got Hex Knockout. I mean, just sauce him up, you know, like just had to do it to him like that. Took the Ultra Ball off the prizes to go get Beautifly. Hisuian Heavy Ball can't even be played. Has to be an Ultra Ball for Beautifly pass. Oh, yeah. And Ben just got everything that he could possibly want and more. You see these guys joking around. They're having a good time. You know, Tony's badge to win at 4-0. Ben gonna make him sweat for it, though. Because this badge could come down to resistance with Ben winning this game, which looks very much like that is going to be the case. Escape Rope. Oh my gosh. Lost on the Beautifly. Oh my goodness. And Tony's board is just a single Roserade. And that is it. Ben Morse wins round 5 in quick order. I mean, really just an absolute decimation of the grass deck. We got to see the grass deck work very well on stream earlier in the night, but there, oh my gosh, Lilies to 8 and just nothing for Tony. Needed an extra turn. Ben did not give him that extra turn. And Mr. Morse going to be the winner tonight. And that'll do it for Gym Leader Challenge League nights. I will post who won in the Tricky Gym Discord. If you're interested, make sure to join the Tricky Gym Discord. We'll post there who ended up getting the win this evening after all the rounds have concluded and all of that. We'll get to see who wins based on resistance. But for me, I am getting out of here for the evening. I got to go eat some dinner and get ready for tomorrow. We have got the NAIC stream party, watch party happening here on Tricky Gym tomorrow. So make sure to join in for that. Going to be a great time. It'll be a lot of fun. Going to be restreaming NAIC. Doing a little watch party here on the channel. So make sure to tune in. Gonna be great. And again, Huge thank you to the sponsors, Full Grip Games, for all the best Pokemon trading card games, singles, and sealed product. Check out fullgripgames.com. Always buying, always selling. You can sell your cards right online using the buy list function at fullgripgames.com. We've also got some awesome events coming up at Full Grip Games this summer, like the 2004 World Championship Throwback Series event happening on Saturday, June 27th. We've got the Pitch Black $6,000 cash doubleheader happening so Saturday, July 18th and Sunday, July 19th, with $6,000 cash up for grabs, as well as many more events. So definitely make sure to mark your calendars for those. I'll be streaming them here on the channel. And as I have been known to say, it's never been a better time to book a trip to Akron, Ohio this summer. July 18th and 19th, Pitch Black, 6K, going to be hyped. There's no championship point awarding events happening during these summer months. So, great opportunity to compete for cash, some awesome prizes. And if you top 8 the standard event, you get an invite to the Full Grip Games $5,000 cash invitational happening in August. That does it for me tonight, folks. Y'all have a wonderful evening. I'll see you tomorrow for NAIC.